Well, the cop is muted right now, so we can steal whatever the fuck we want. And...
Oh, this is great. I steal all the books in all of the libraries, and there you go.
Can't do that. That would affect my work.
It would also be very, very hard in this particular library, considering that you're plainly visible to the people standing around at all times.
I'm a bird.
Yeah, that's...
Well,
It's
so
gonna be
if
hard
you see
for
a
you to carry
bird
books.
in there, it's gonna be trouble.
Sweet, motherfucker, give me the book.
Remember, you are, like, more than a mile underground in there, so...
Oh, what? We're underground? We're in the underground section of the,
Did
library?
you forget? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hold on.
we're in
Hold,
the
please.
ground.
entire...
That's
Please.
That's underground. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on.
I
No. Wait. With all
Oh,
your
no.
fucking note
Oh
taking.
no! Oh no! See, I knew she would do this.
prideful you are
I knew she would
about
do this.
having your notes. You sit here and you tell me you don't realize that we are underground right now. Are you doing that?
I do remember we took an elevator. Yes, we took an elevator down. I barely needed to crouch to get in. Yes, you're right. I'm still a bird.
You are still a bird.
No further comments, Your Honor.
God damn it.
Let me open up these character sheets. Not that, not that.
Excuse me.
No dying on stream.
I'm sorry.
It's
Getting
alright.
over a terrible fever.
Well, I'm glad you're getting over it.
Thank you. Also getting over a terrible high. So there's that too.
Well, I'll let you decide whether or not I should be sympathetic towards that state of being.
What did I just walk back into?
It could have been prevented. Oh, I was just saying how I'm getting over fever and then also a terrible high.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a time.
That was a time. And you were there for the bad part of it. You came at the tail end where I was broken as an individual. I was having a great time otherwise.
Yeah, I did, and then I was told that I made you sad, so I had to come back into the room, and
I
make sure
was
that my
sad
friend
that
was
you
happy.
were gone. As soon as I said hi, Shiki, you disappeared from the voice chat.
I didn't know. I thought it was just business as usual in the League of
You were
Salt.
a man. I understand you were a man on a mission, but I wanted to greet you. You didn't even say hi to everyone. You just went in there and just said, "I need Cuckoo," and then went boom, bye.
Cuckoo had to defend
A
herself.
hypothetical list that you won't tell me is about.
It is. You want to know a hint? You want to know a hint? What it really
I
is
want to
about?
know what it is.
All right, here it is. You made a tweet about it, but I just used I used a different euphemism.
Fuck. What? What?
Okay. What?
I think Jeremy understands what I mean by that.
I don't know.
I don't know that I do.
I don't know that I know that you do.
All I know is somebody that you know posted a picture of Garen underneath your post.
Hold on now. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. This is easy because I didn't tweet a lot. I could find this no problem. This is a very simple fix.
I'll be right back.
I'm live. We're doing this live like it's SNL. Because we're not in character yet. Because my character will not be wearing this fancy outfit.
You're wearing a fancy outfit, period?
I mean, no, right now I am a murderous Mad Hatter for Halloween. Last year I was Gamzee.
Oh,
This year I'm the Mad Hatter. Still crazy.
nice.
And if you haven't seen any of my work with my decapitated head yet, please
I haven't
go on
seen
my
that.
TikTok. Please go through some of my media posts on Twitter.
My oh my. What the fuck are you playing with? Okay, I gotta get up.
This year I'm an alcoholic for Halloween.
No,
Oh man, that's my Christmas costume.
I'm getting really into character.
really not. This is not a toy.
It's a toy. Keep playing with it. Don't listen to
No,
her.
it's not.
She just hates fun.
Don't do this. The tweet was, and I
Revolt,
quote,
cats.
I need someone to break my back, platonically and respectively, of course.
And then
That was
underneath
the
you
tweet.
said, and then underneath you said, take that.
Interpret this however you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My
yes,
first
that
thought
was-
was not what you're referencing. My first thought is how I need somebody to pull out my spine and wring it out like a dish towel.
That was essentially what I meant by it. Like,
Are you-
I was in pain.
That's not how you say that. See, if I start asking somebody to break my back, I'm gonna have problems with their girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nope. Don't see it. Nope.
that's why everyone, and that's when I learned that day
Well,
that
clearly-
possibly Iris has a thing for Garen.
Clearly,
Nope.
you've not
Going bad.
ingested the vocabulary of the culture.
Just the vocabulary of the culture.
I have not,
You
my
have
vernacular
neglected
is
your
not in order.
culture vocabulary.
Whoops.
The cookout
Mighty.
elders will discuss this and get back to you.
Not the cookout elders. Oh no! How much Hennessy do they
Cookout
have?
elders.
I brought
Just
I
enough?
brought a whole pan of mac and cheese.
Oh, maybe the elders
whole
will
pan?
appreciate that.
They may
will
take
maybe,
mercy.
They may take mercy on you.
Let me see. Aside from us wasting 50 minutes in not 50 minutes, I want to say how long did we play for? Like 2 hours? 3?
You mean last time when we went to a completely other village and then realized
I don't
that
want
the
to
people
Here,
that
I
we were
tried
talking
to
about, we actually killed.
quantify.
I don't want
I'm
to
trying to
fucking talk
quantify-
about it anymore.
I want to quantify our idiot mission that we went on, where really all we had to do was say, "DM, do I remember this?" And then he would have been like, "Yeah." Then we could have gone the fuck on. Really, none of us thought to ask, "Do we remember this?" Fuck, that was amazing.
Yes, sir.
It was 3.5 hours approximately. Was the
Okay,
total game
out of
time.
that 3.5 hours, we spent a good, I want to say
3
actually
hours.
3 hours just really fucking it up.
I mean, we're necessarily fucking it up. There's all sorts of things you can get up to in a random village. It's just, a matter of whether or not you want to do those things.
What if we were all like, what if every single one of us were like, okay, we're gonna go to this village and slaughter the entire fucking place.
This goes
And
against
then
my
just
morals
leave.
and values. I think it's very doable, but the consequences of the actions will still be with us.
I don't
even
know if
then.
it's doable. I don't know.
I
if it's
mean,
doable. That
at this
big
level,
fucking
you'd
guy
probably
decapitated
lose.
a man. Decapitated a man with his hand. He
Oh, wait,
punched a
no.
man's head off. We would not win. We wouldn't win against him, much less
We're
an
not
entire
fighting that
village.
village. Not that village. There's only like 4 people at that village. There's
No,
only
that's
4.
what Jer was talking about.
There's only 4 people at that village.
We would lose.
We
One of
would
them
die.
decapitated a man by punching him.
He
And
didn't
he has
decapitate him. He dehanded him.
Okay, well, he could have decapitated.
He
I would
he
argue-
also told you that he sent at least one person flying for what was probably the equivalent of a field goal at the minimum, which I believe is the right sport. Anyway.
That means he would have kicked it. He would have kicked it if it was a field goal.
And it would have
Either
been good.
way, we would have lost. Is
Yes.
the point.
Ah, fuck it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I
we s-
imagine
we
a
starting
rock
for-
being yeeted.
Just a second here.
I really just love this poster. It is out of date now, but it is the most Adult Swim poster I've ever made
It's
in my
so
life, and I
good.
love it.
It's so good.
Necessarily out of date. Not
It's not out of
necessarily
date.
per se.
Uh,
It's
I
just
gotta
us.
add, I gotta add wolf. I gotta add the fox ears to it now and change my hair
Oh
color.
yeah, you are
Oh.
Foxy, ain't ya? You Foxy demon.
Foxy Inky.
This is just my D&D model, Ibani. Also, hi, Ibani. Yeah, this is just
That's updated.
this is just a D&D model. I is Crystal. I am in need of some peach tea. For sure.
And water.
I had Pedialyte! That counts! I don't need water.
I mean, peach tea is also mostly water.
There you go, see, Shiki? It's mostly water. So that counts. I don't need straight up and down water. Yes, I love the geology joke though. I really did like that, Ibani. The little metamorphic phase and whatnot.
Metamorphic phase.
Gameplay screen.
Mm-hmm. I saw your little status in Discord was dungeoneering, and that made me happy. Hydrate.
Thank you.
I will take a sip of my tea, cuckoo.
Why is your stream? How much trouble can one visitor cause?
Who?
Okay, where did we
Who?
leave off last
Who?
time?
Who? Oh God. Okay, last time, precisely last time, Frel and I are in a library in a restricted area. I am a baby bird, just chilling, reading a book while she covers me with her visage. And meanwhile, Helio, and I quote, went on a walk.
Yeah. I went on a walk.
Yes.
And
Hey,
you
We're reading a
kill
book.
homicidal
Wow.
vampire priests.
We're reading a
Very
book that starts with in the
enthusiastic.
beginning. If that helps. I don't know what precisely more about that book is going on, but I just started reading. But we cut to Shiki before we dug deep into it, and that's where we left off.
Oh yeah, you left us at a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so we can really, really think about our lives and what Shiki is going to be doing. I mean, Helio
I
is going
am-
to be doing.
Yes.
Compared
when
to what
last...
we are doing, I am hardly worried about what Helium's gonna get up to.
when
I'm
last
just
we
looking for
left,
He's reading a book!
Halo said he was going to go try and get into some trouble.
And I
Specific-
quote!
I'm just going
know
on
what?
a walk.
You know what? If a cop shows me that he knows how to rage, I might have a little more respect for him. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Wait,
Uh,
I have to add this now to my background. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me add this to my background image.
God.
Dare I ask what's precisely you're adding to your background image, Shiki?
I'm so scared.
Maybe a cannon
A cannon?
or
Like
two.
a cannon?
Maybe a cannon.
I actually watch that series every fucking
Oh.
year for Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's about that time.
And it's my favorite line happens in the last episode where the robo dude is like, "Come on, bitch, show me what you love."
Oh my god.
And the answer is cannons.
Ah, yes. Now I have my proper background. Just saying.
I love that Iris is entirely out of the loop.
That's all right. We're gonna get her a cannon, and she's gonna love it. She
Mm,
might lose an arm
I
and
heard
become even
bitches
more
be loving
homicidal.
those.
I heard so too. I did too.
I mean, so it's entirely possible that you could get your hands on some sort of cannon and or chemical fired weaponry. I don't know that you would necessarily want to carry it around, though.
What about a turkey?
Jared, don't put that in our brains. Don't do that. Why would you do that to us? You know what this is gonna- This is not gonna turn into whatever the fuck you have planned going on in your spreadsheet. This is gonna be the quest for a big bitchin' cannon. Like, don't say that.
Let's just say that assorted firearms have savings throw ratings for things like encountering lightning bolts.
Christ.
All I'm saying is,
All I'm saying is that
I'm
carrying
going on a
around a
walk.
bunch of ready explosives with you at all time may not be the best idea when people can throw things that can set them off
Do
at
you
you
think
with
anyone
relative
in the
ease.
group has the best ideas?
I do. Pretty good ideas.
Need I
No.
remind you about a certain
Best
slime baby fight?
ideas.
That was the best idea I ever came up with in my living life.
We're
I'll
all
just
having
say that you are certainly engines of interesting times.
Oh my god. My stream imploded
Thank
after
you.
20 minutes. This is great.
What?
I'm back on.
We love to
thought my-
see it.
I thought my test was good, but it came back on, so I guess I'm here again.
Well,
Dios mío.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
When last we left you, two of you were attempting to research the tablet that you had acquired in the good old Campaign Zero. Specifically at this moment by investigating it in the central church library in the city of Blackfall, which is technically the capital of the country, by the way, if you have forgotten.
Write that down. Write that down.
And you have gotten your hands on a book called In the Beginning, The First Fiends, which you're reading through to see if it has any information that seems to match up to this primally unscripted artifact that you have in your possession. And while you're doing that, Hilo, who was left unsupervised, has gone on a walk. So, where are you trying to go, Hilo? You're about the center of the city right now, although it's a little more difficult to tell with most dwarven cities because most of the time they don't have a lot of wide open spaces on account of the fact that that's usually not a great plan from a structural standpoint.
This is true, and I'm also, every door I have to enter, I do have to like kind of squat just a little bit to get into.
Oh
Just a
yeah, and
little.
the halls are not exactly the greatest height
On
for
the
you
upside,
either.
by the time we leave the city, your ass will look amazing.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. You'll be toned as hell.
My glutes are going to be amazing. Right now, so I am going to go to the local tavern. That's where I'm going.
Okay, Shiki is attempting to find a tavern in an underground mining facility.
No.
Or at least like a.
Can you make me a survival check?
What?
Survival is
Didn't
used
he
for
say
navigation.
last time that... You know what? Never mind. Let him find it.
I mean, there's no bars there, but there's kind of like a. There's got to be like a meeting place of somewhere where they like talk or something.
Tavern equivalent.
Equivalent. I said tavern just as like a. Like they gotta be somewhere. I got a 14 and I don't have.
There are definitely places that people meet
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A 14, huh?
Yeah. 14, and I'm not proficient in survival.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you head off into the tunnels to try and find yourself a tavern or equivalent meeting place. And with a 14, that's going to take you a little bit. So let's shift back to the ladies in the library.
Okay.
All right. So you have in front of you a book which appears to be talking a lot about actually biology more than anything else.
Okay. So, my goal is to look at this tablet and try to cross-reference any sort of terminology that this in the beginning the first fiends can clarify.
Okay.
Is it I'm trying to I'm trying to see if the first fiends books helps me understand the tablet any better, because from what I recall, I can read this book just fine, the tablet I mean, but as far as I understand it, what you explained was it's very technical. And so
Yeah.
even with my scholarly brain, I do not understand exactly what it's referencing.
Yeah, it's essentially a very high level spell that's been permanently inscribed on it.
Okay.
Which means, from a functional standpoint, it reads a lot like a giant math formula.
Okay. And I want to figure out
It's
what
technically
exactly.
primal, but functionally, it's like a combination of a lawyer and a physicist trying to explain something extremely complicated to you without dumbing any of it down.
Upon second
Okay.
thought, we should destroy the tablet. That sounds unfucking holy, and I think we should get rid of it. That
I
sounds
think
You
that-
might not be able to.
I don't want to destroy it. This is good knowledge. But I really do want to figure out what exactly this spell is. And I would like to think, because I am again a scholar, I should be able to handle this, which is why I have proficiency that has not really benefited me with my role so far. So yeah.
Make yourself an Arcana check and try and cross-reference that information. See if you can find enough information between your reference manual and the tablet to figure out what it's doing.
So I got a 10 plus 2, a 12.
Okay. So, let's see. Nope, that's not an option. Okay. Well, you start looking through the book. You're not finding really what it is you're hoping to find, but the book does detail a lot about the nature of fiends in specific. As it turns out, fiends are fiends are postulated to have been one of the first forms of life to exist in your reality. And their core component is essentially just a sphere which manifests or possesses various bodies in order to take on either a devilish or demonic guise, more so than your conventional devils or demons. They can exist in multiple places at once by splitting themselves into pieces. The degree to which they can do that varies based on the individual. And there's an entire color scheme related to which alignment each fiend is. Essentially, they have a specific color to their central core that reflects what their base alignment is. Which is all.
blue ones.
There's also a bunch of specific information about how their shells are usually arranged, biologically speaking, like the typical number of lungs, hearts, and things like that. But is very medically interesting and, you know, magically useful potentially, but it doesn't necessarily relate to this in particular. On the other hand, it is a several thousand-page book, so.
So far from what I'm reading, it's not going in that direction. Is my role good enough to tell me that I've read enough to say, this ain't the one. I need a different book?
You're pretty sure that it would take you, if there is such information in here, it'll probably take you a really long time to find, because it seems like the person that wrote it was less interested in things like spellcraft and more interested in things like creating a comprehensive bestiary and investigating certain religious questions, which kind of makes sense as this is a church library.
Okay. Which is appealing to me as Crystal. Very much a lovely read, even though this was a waste in terms of accomplishing my goal. Frel, I would like another book because this ain't it.
All right. I love that I'm essentially just a body block. So I take the book, and with Iris, or with fucking Crystal,
There you go.
on my shoulder.
One of you.
Okay.
Fucking one of yous.
I believe technically she's hiding inside of your
Is
Cheeky!
clothes.
Shiki speaking parcel tongue right now? What the fuck is this?
He's doing some sort of chant.
I'm over here, like, as I'm walking down the tunnel, I'm just singing, and I would walk, and I
You
would
forgot
walk
the lyrics.
And the lyrics, which is the name of the song, 500 miles.
I will walk.
500
more.
Yeah.
My God.
Just to
Be the man that walked
just to
500
be
miles to be
the
at your
man
door.
who
Something like
walks
that.
some miles.
And
finds
I
the
want to be a man
tavern.
that walks the miles.
Under
Some dude.
floors. Ba-da-da-da. And then he
fucking
just goes
dude.
full chest into ba-da-da. And we hear it from the library.
You just hear it down the
Yes.
tunnels, you're just like, oh shit.
So,
fuck, that's
Pharrell, you want to
already
make me an investigation check to try and find another candidate book?
A good book.
Do I
Good
want
book.
to?
Please?
Well, I mean, you can, just grab one at random if that's the way you want to do it.
No, you said investigate. To be honest, I didn't have D&D and Beyond open, so I was stalling until it still loaded up. Anyway,
Can I also
investigation
help
check.
in some way as an additional pair of
Please help.
eyes?
Yes, you can help.
In what way am I helping? Does this help her roll? Do I roll? What does...
You
help?
can also roll investigation,
Okay.
and if you get a high enough roll on that roll, then it gives a bonus to Frel's results.
I got a
That's how-
10. What are my rolls right now? I got 10 twice. It's a 10.
I got 19 plus 1.
Bro, don't even need...
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, I might need her.
Hold on, let me,
My piddly 10, I don't even know how to read the book. I'm just really distracted by some lint in your pocket. That's the investigation I did.
You
I
know,
forgot how to
sometimes when you take
read.
the form of a bird, it has some unintended consequences.
That's why we're gonna blame it in the meta.
Gibworm.
Give
Like,
me a second, let me
Quiet,
That's how we'll
Crystal.
specify it in story.
Hard to
Worm.
catalog.
Hungry.
That's all bird brain.
Yeah, no,
thinks.
and everyone outside hears tweet, 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 tweet.
Tweet, 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 tweet. Yep. That's the thing. Am I able to communicate even as a bird with my with my common
I
speak?
mean, if you can't,
Technically,
I imagine when you
no,
start
but,
stomping on the book,
Thank
I
you.
think you might need a different one.
This is one of those things that I'm going to allow to pass, partially because I'm sure if I looked long enough, there was some sort of a way that you could pull it off without, like... Well, although you are like a crow, right?
I'm like a tiny
Not-
bird.
Nah,
I'm a
she was
tiny
a
bird.
blue jay or some shit.
I'm like a
Or-
finch or some
or a
shit. Yeah,
tit?
blue jay.
We
Yeah,
got a cat
I was
bird.
a tit. I was a tit.
Ah, gotcha. Well, that makes sense. But less helpful communication. So, corvids can mimic human speech, so
There you go.
that
Yeah,
that
but
would.
they can
We'll
only
work it
mimic
out.
it loudly.
I don't think tits can.
It can do a lot.
I'm imagining some form of non-verbal communication where when Crystal
of-
wants another book, she taps on my hand with her beak, and I'm like, all right, guess we're leaving.
Or she grabs like 1,000 fucking branches and just puts them on the desk. Just for
Ah,
you to
yes,
keep-
I
That
will
takes time.
fly out of. I
Yeah,
will
that
fly
would be a process.
all the way to the forest.
That's,
How deep underground we are to find some sticks.
I'm
that's
just
the
like-
most tit thing.
I'm just like, tap
Yeah, but it-
table once for book good, tap table twice for book bad, tap table nonstop for leaving.
Ah, yes.
The book you have found this time, though, is called Bridges and Gateways.
Oh, that sounds very
That sounds
promising.
And this one's written in Celestial.
And I could read that just fine.
Hold
Okay.
on.
I read
Nope, still
Celestial
can't read
real
it.
good.
Whatever. I somehow found a useful book without being able to read the title. Let's go.
I kind of, we could say that I read it. I was like, and I poked you, and I said, "Yep, that's good." So again, I had to do what?
I take
Invest-
one damage from
Arcana?
getting poked by
It's an
Crystal.
Arcana check. Yes.
Please be better. Another 10. It's a 12 total.
Okay.
This is the third 10 in a row I've rolled.
I'm gonna roll like physical die on my desk because I don't trust my computer.
I'm
So,
starting to not trust my computer too. You know what? I'm just gonna switch my dice on here. That's what I have to do. I'm gonna switch my digital dice.
the good thing is that the target DC, which is your difficulty number you're trying to hit, is different depending on what book it is you're looking at. Because I mean, every book that you pick up has a different core subject, and it may cover different things in greater or lesser depth.
Mm-hmm.
This book specifically is oriented towards the way different permanent magical gateways and portals are formed to a variety of different realms. It's mostly written with relationship to allowing other planes of existence to actually access the prime material plane and not the other way around. But in this case, that's good, because about halfway through the book, you actually find a diagram of the exact same thing in your hands.
Oh, spaghettios.
But then, I'm really trying my bestest to ignore the helium mental link I have right now. Okay, we find the diagram. How do I, please, Jeremy, tell me how to interpretate this so we can quickly move on to helium. In fact, if we could switch to helium right now, that'd be great. And we could just solve that riddle when he's done humming.
Okay. So what you have in your hands is something called the Northern Key.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And from what you can tell, part of the reason why it is you're not able to easily determine what the stuff carved directly onto it is because on its own, the Northern Key isn't complete. You have to add in a section to it when you're using it in order to allow a specific being to contact the prime material plane.
I'm losing my fucking mind.
A specific being, meaning
Meaning a fiend, an angel, a god. It depends on what it is you're trying to let in, which is what it does.
okay, so
Essentially, what you do is you read aloud from it, and when you reach about the middle of it, you insert the true name of the person you're trying to get a hold of, the plane of existence they're supposed to be on currently, and the plane of existence that you are on personally, and then you complete reading the whole thing out loud. And it allows
Sorry.
whatever that being is to come through and land at your location.
This sounds
basically.
like an entity summoning Mad Lib.
yeah, essentially that is what it is. It's like insert
gibberish,
noun,
gibberish, gibberish,
insert
name, place, gibberish, gibberish, location. Yeah.
So let me make sure I understand this correctly, Jared. So,
Mhm.
so this tablet that you're telling me that the tablet, reading the tablet,
Mhm.
it has some blanks in it, and
Yes.
this book is telling me these are the blanks you need to fill, not what
Mhm.
necessarily what like specifically with, but it's giving me like a Mad Lib. The thing like say the name of the fiend, then say your plane, then say their plane, and then after you're done reading this tablet it will work.
Yeah, to use somewhat modern terminology, it essentially is granting access permissions to the plane of existence you're standing on to whomever you plug into the blank,
Okay,
but only from wherever it is you specify. So, like if you were sitting in a central security room somewhere and you knew they were standing outside of door B at the lobby level, it's like pushing a button that causes door B to open for them.
okay.
Essentially, this is used typically for beings that are not capable of entering the prime material plane or occasionally other planes of existence on their own.
So this allows them into the club. Gotcha. All right. So it allows them into the club. I give them permission to get into the club. This tablet, me reading it, will allow me to do that. Okay. Okay.
Also, you recall that you have a significant list
Yes, I
of
do.
names of devils.
Oh, you did not need to let me know that, Jer. I definitely know that I have my ye old book of devil names. Yep. Okay.
Remember that you got both of these things from the same people.
Yes, exactly. So I am not having some good vibes right now about this tablet going anywhere other than with us. I tap
Also, it
furious.
occurs to you there is no kind of control or restriction clauses on this key.
I can summon anyone,
And they'll do whatever the
Okay.
fuck they want.
Yeah.
So I can't. So whoever I summon, or
You're
whoever
summoning
it-
them insofar as you're opening a door wide open for them.
and they have just as much willpower as them walking through the door. So
Yeah.
yes,
Hey, Crystal.
understood. Mhm.
Do you want to end the world? Are you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go fucking ape shit?
It's the tablet talking to me.
Nah, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Let's blow this shit right the fuck up.
I'm furiously tapping on the table to indicate that it's time to get the fuck out the library.
Okay. Do we need the book?
I want the book so bad, as I want many
We can
books.
visit again.
but-
We can visit again. We'll
Okay.
put the book back.
Okay.
We'll put the book back.
Okay.
All right.
I will
Alright.
slip you
So-
gently into my pocket.
I have been slipped gently into a pocket. I mess around with the lint inside her pocket. Very distracted.
With
Please don't
that,
make me roll.
yes, we will switch back to Halo.
Yes.
Enough. That's
So-
me on a corner. Fuck, I'm tired. That's
After
me at a spot. Like
stumbling around a
losing
great
my
many
religion.
Where are you?
halls
And I'm so
few
sorry.
elevators,
Christ
Uh,
alive.
you arrive at what appears to be a underground shop of sorts. It's built right into the wall, and there's like a counter out front. You can see like a couple of dwarves walking back and forth back there. Looks like they're sharpening some pickaxes and like taking inventory of various pieces of equipment. And across from them, in an uncharacteristic alcove,
What's up,
which is
Phoenix? You fucking
actually
nerd?
large enough for you to fully stand up in, which has some like tables and things. There are assorted other dwarves, a few gnomes, and like one or two humans in there. They appear to be eating probably their lunches, and like just a couple of
cuss
them
at
looking
you
at like
whenever I'm wrong.
maps,
I
which
muted myself on Discord. They can't hear
you
me.
personally can't read.
I am
but
paying attention. Look at this.
You're relatively certain that they're like maps of ore veins and things like that.
He said maps
the
of
pilot.
orphans.
Maps of orphans.
Not
All of the
Meanwhile-
parentless childs accounted
Meanwhile,
for.
you just hear Frel in the back of your head. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
There's a little bit more of the bioluminescent moss in here. Like, there's
Enjoy the
instead of
conch
just
thing.
along the walls, there's some actually on the higher ceiling, so there's more even light coverage.
I hate everything about this.
I have to put it over here. I'm putting people's songs that they're singing while walking. So I first go up to one of the gnomes and ask them, "Excuse me,
Oh lord.
can I
Oh,
rest here
no.
for a quick minute? Cause
This is
kind of got
okay.
lost.
I'm squeaky.
Can I get something to drink?
Please.
If you have it, I'll pay."
We should not have left him alone.
It's okay. And by that I mean it's not okay. We have to deal with the consequences of
We
his
need to
actions.
find him. We need to find him immediately.
We don't even know where that he's gone and left. So right now
Yeah,
in meta,
no,
we're
we
just
told
gonna have to
him
sit
to
and wait.
stay nearby, and the motherfucker just started
We
walking.
don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
That's
So
true.
the gnome turns around, looks up at you, and says something in Dwarvish, and kind of points at the counter behind you.
Christ.
For
I
the
kind of
record,
just,
you
I kinda
don't
just-
understand.
yep. I kind of
Do
just,
you?
I just facepalm and just say, under my breath, "Never mind."
We
I
lost a
looked-
non-dwarvish idiot into a dwarvish city alone. No, why?
I look towards the humans and I just walk over there and I'm just like, "Hi. What is there to get into in this city?"
Oh, not get into. Oh lord, not get into.
He's going to point you to a.
a mine. A mine.
Yeah, sure, a mine. That's what I'm. Somewhere you can go deep. Yeah.
Lord.
Into
Deep.
As in,
Deep.
as I kind of reframe as I'm catching my breath of like, I can tell that this is a very work-centered city.
God, let me
However,
die.
what else do you guys do here other than work in the mines?
What do y'all even do?
so
Fucking city.
the human
Fuck your
kind of
own city.
turns to one of his buddies and he says something sounding slightly confused
I need
We
to
all
to
know
him,
you.
I swear to
also
God.
in Dwarvish, before turning back to you, and he says, no speak trade language.
He said trade language?
hmm Yeah,
No speak trade
Co-
language.
common is a
Trade.
trade and diplomatic language.
Uh-oh.
It's almost exclusively spoken by people who have common interactions with people from other areas whose primary languages are different. So, merchants, priests, public officials.
The Lord have mercy.
I start looking for a leather worker, or
I
asking
just-
around where a leather worker is, so I can get one of those
And-
tiny backpacks with the leashes that I can put on.
I just
What you are learning from this, Halo, is that these folks are, despite not being dwarves themselves, probably locals.
I kind of sit and I'm just like, okay, all right.
Come back. Just come back.
I just slowly break down.
Into
You
tears?
just start crying.
Into tears?
Who,
Oh my god!
while crying, who
Oh my
Speak.
god!
trade? Who speak trade?
Oh my god, I am
No.
You don't
absolutely...
speak of the trade! You don't speak of the trade!
The older of
Helium's just gonna
the
start going,
oldest of the dwarves behind the
"Mommy."
counter across from this
He
alcove
assumes the
kind of
fetal
like
position.
looks around in your direction and he's like, are you lost, sir?
Oh my god!
I just look and I'm like,
I wanna go home.
I just lift my head. I'm like, I just want a glass of water, please.
I lost my mommy and mommy.
Did I please get a glass of
My
water? I'm
mommies
willing
went
to
to
pay.
the library and they
My
told
two
me
gay
to
au-
stay
My two gay
here.
aunts left me alone.
Not my two
And they
gay
told
aunts.
me to stay nearby. And I didn't listen.
I said I was going for a walk and I don't want it. I don't want
Water's free at this depth.
May I please get a glass, sir?
He places a large mug of water on the counter.
Nice bug.
And I just sit there and I just say thank you. And I drank the water because singing and walking all 500 miles down that damn tunnel really makes me thirsty.
Please
So-
don't make it canon that it's 500 miles. That means we have to search 500 miles for him.
What brings a fella like yourself down this deep?
Okay.
I tell him, well, I and my two friends are here
My
in
gay
this city
moms.
and they're currently looking for information in a place that I can't go. So I decided it was a smart idea to go wandering in a city that I don't know nothing about.
So you're just gonna lay it all out there, bare and
This is
dry for the
painful.
stranger.
I'm never leaving him alone again. Even though I don't know what's happening, but I
Uh.
can feel it. I can feel it in my motherly bones that my son is somewhere out there being a fucking idiot.
The sun-touched individual like yourself used to navigating underground?
Christ alive.
To tell you the truth, I had a whole experience being underground in a place where, let's just say, it was not a fun time, but I got to meet a cool person, and then he disappeared.
Oh my
I don't know where he is, but yeah,
Apparently,
not my first rodeo.
You're
I-
looking
I
for this
gotta mute.
person?
I gotta mute.
I kind of believe that he'll come back one day
Oh no.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of just looking for a purpose
So I
myself.
muted Discord.
When he disappeared,
They
he was
can't
kind
hear
of
me.
like he made me and my friends closer as a group, but I kind of feel like I'm the problem child, that I'm the one that's like,
Boy,
not all together. So
this is
I'm
what
just looking really just to find myself, to be honest with you, sir. And I just take
Man.
another sip of the water.
man's going to
Well-
therapy.
This is just how
You know-
helium works.
When you find yourself lost in life, it's two main places that most people go to find purpose again. Either they entrust in Lois, our goddess below, or they find a way to lose themselves in their work. He kind of gestures to the folks across the way.
Or alcohol.
Mm.
Some
Oh,
unnamed
They
person in the
don't.
back
They don't
says.
drink down here. No.
Too many explosives.
That's
The unnamed
dangerous.
person in the back is not local.
Please have a good night.
I look to the barkeep and I just ask them, just like, outside of working, what else do you guys do around here? I kind of want to at least learn about this city, and the people and its inhabitants.
Okay, this
Can you
is
tell me
actually a
anything?
decent line he's on.
Well,
Not a bad question. To a man who
seems a
speak the language.
strange subject. Usually, folks that find themselves in Blackfall know quite a bit about it, being as it is the capital and all. But then again, most of the folks that stop by are other dwarves, so that might slightly skew my perspective, I guess.
Mayhaps.
I'm guessing you don't get many, people that are like
You
me
know,
that come through these parts.
others.
Not below the first couple of levels, certainly. They don't really like the height of the ceilings or the enclosure of the walls. Those that live above ground are disturbed by the
What's up,
enclosed
AJ?
space a
How
lot
are
of
you
the
doing?
time.
Enjoy.
Although I
living.
don't know that they find the fall itself much more comfort.
Oh, it's not as bad.
Thank you, casual KJ.
Open spaces and wide openness doesn't also bring happiness. Sometimes just being, trapped is sometimes what makes you feel better. But I know that's sometimes not healthy.
Well,
Anyway,
if you're looking for some
Bruh.
way to pass the time, there, of course, the crafting halls. Though those are pretty close to the bottom.
Mm.
Lots of folks that'd certainly start you out,
Please don't go down there. Please
teaching
don't
you how
go
to
down there.
work
Please
clay
don't go down
or
there. You will not
metal,
find your way
things
back.
of that
Don't
nature.
go. They can't
There's,
hear me, by the way.
There's always
Don't
room,
go
and
down there.
normally it's our
Don't.
young'uns that are doing it, but there's leftover bits of
Helium,
scrap
I
and
am
materials that
Fucking
aren't
begging.
necessarily going to be used for something
Don't
important.
just
that,
disappear
you can
down into the
use for
lower
personal
levels
projects.
without telling us where you
There
are.
is a gaming hall where they play a few different varieties of board and card games. A lot of those are important, you understand. And of course, if you're particularly adventurous, I
Bite
suppose you
something.
could
This is
always
insane.
investigate the fall, but I don't know, that's never been for me.
Oh boy.
I think if I get too sad, sir, I think I'll go investigate it by myself. But till then, you said the craft.
He's
the
talking about
crafting area.
suicide?
How can I get there from here? Do you have a
To
spare map or something that I could maybe follow? Because I don't want to get lost on the tunnels again.
You hear Frel's voice in the back of your mind begging you not to go down to the lower levels without finding your companions first. You hear her. She's screaming.
Here we go! Here we
Don't do it.
go!
Don't do it. Don't do it. You can
Where
go
are
later. You can go.
you?
You definitely-
Jokes on Jokes on
Where
you.
are you?
What I'm really hearing is like Frel, a crystal being like, he's just really a mark, and we really don't care about him. We'll leave him here and just skedaddle off without him, and I'll be left for dead anyway. I might as well just
Without your
make a way here.
tablet? If that's
If you
the case.
disappear into the lower levels without telling us, then yeah, maybe we'll fuck off.
I'm afraid it looks like my only guide is checked out at the moment. It's probably at the bottom, things being what they are.
Thank Christ, Jeremy.
Mwah.
Thank
Christ
Christ.
alive, I knew my relationship to Goddess Lois would reward me somehow, in some way.
Well, I
She's
just look at the little
blessed
timer.
us.
I was like, well,
Oh, Lord.
I guess I can.
Well, normally
Yeah.
I'd say you could follow the signs, but I don't think you can read them.
I was. Hold on one second.
What are they in
I-
again?
Dwarvish.
Dwarvish?
I pull out a piece of, because I have
Are
this.
there
I
any
pull out a
dwarvish
piece of-
language learning classes about here?
I pull out a piece of parchment paper and I just like,
So Dwarvish is a variety of deep speak. So if it says deep speak on your character sheet, you can understand.
Yes! I can
Damn it.
do it! I
I
can read deep
Same.
speech.
just
Oh.
I pull out a piece of paper like, can you just write the instructions to the crafting area? If not, I
Lord
get it.
have mercy.
I can,
I'm afraid I don't have a pen, you fancy lad. I am but a mere barkeep.
He's technically a general store manager, is what he is.
Frel is having a psychotic breakdown. And
Frel
I am
is-
but a mere bird in her pocket, deeply concerned.
Frel is like, Frel is omnipresent, realizing what's going on. It's just like, we have to get to the boy.
Well, he scribbles out what appears to be a rough three-dimensional map.
Thank you, sir.
Oh God.
I may have like 2 friends. They may come looking for me.
Oh
Um,
God.
Just stay where you are.
You don't even think we're friends. You think we're gonna leave you.
Well, if you're traveling with your friends, why wouldn't you just go back and meet up with them before you head down further?
Thank God, tell him. Tell this man.
I mean, it's a large place. If you haven't discussed where you're going ahead of time, it's fairly easy to not find one another.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw so you can prove whether or not you can be convinced to stay. Because he is speaking logic at you.
I got one better.
Oh no.
Just kind of like with like a big smile and kind of like shedding a tear. I'm just like,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
my friends, they'll come find me. And I say thank you one more time, and I look at the map, and I'm just like, all right, to the crafting area we go.
He did this way.
And I
What
just-
happened?
And I just venture down.
What happened in the 2 weeks that we were gone?
The dwarf
Is this
Oh
my
my-
fault?
watches you
Did I bully him too much?
start
Why does he hate
heading
me?
off, and he says something in Dwarvish.
He says he's fucked in Dwarvish.
Well, it's some kind of a sentence, and you definitely caught the name Lois on the end of it, so it's probably something along the lines of
He's
Lois
not
guide
helping.
his path, or
Oh, okay.
some other general purpose. Oh, I hope that lad doesn't get into too much trouble.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Do I need to roll for survival again?
Yes. Roll for survival.
He rolls a
and
2 and walks straight into a cave in.
you can add an additional +3 to the roll.
Because you have a map? Oh god. He's
Nat
successful.
20 plus 3.
What the fuck?
Oh,
The
all right.
man is now an
There
expert.
is no god! Lois be damned!
There are many gods. The problem, of course, being that most gods find it super amusing when things like this happen.
I'm just praying furiously to Lois, and she's like, no, this part's gonna be real good, watch.
Oh my god.
Well,
Wait.
as you head off to the lower levels, we will switch back to Crystal and Frel.
In fiction, we do not know that he has left yet until we exit the building and see
You
that
know
he is
he's
not
gone
there.
now that you have turned around to leave, because this place makes it super easy for anyone standing in the doorway to tell what's going on inside the library, and by extension, vice versa. So you turn around and see that he isn't waiting for you.
Now
I ask my 2 brothers guarding the doors if they saw our fucking idiot companion wander off and what direction he may have headed. I leave out the
yes.
fucking idiot part because I'm a good Lois loving church person. But I think
Oh. Lois doesn't have a problem with cursing.
God
good.
bless Lois.
Where's our fucking idiot? Where'd he go?
Ah, yes, the sun-touched one headed off that way.
the sun-touched one?
Oh my god.
Can I
Also-
ask where this phrase comes from? The sun-touched one,
Because he's been outside.
and we haven't.
He's an elf, is he not?
Oh,
that
okay.
too.
Okay, there we go. I'm
Um,
still a bird. You didn't hear me. Tweet, 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 tweet.
Typically,
yeah.
people of the plains and trees above ground.
Interesting. Did he happen to mention where he's off to, or no?
Let me see what direction.
No,
Well, they
he,
pointed this the direction.
he just quietly turned and started walking off that direction, humming some sort of a song. Sounded familiar, couldn't quite place it.
Secondary question. Where's the nearest leather worker at? Like, where's your trade area? Is that on the upper levels?
Well, the leather workers would be on the top level. Most of the tradesmen are at the bottom, though. It's a matter of efficiency. Most of the ores that we mine and process are towards the bottom of the city, or
Sure.
are easiest to move downwards rather than pull upwards.
Ask them if they
Whereas
know how to make a leash.
things like leather
Yeah, I
are
was
usually
literally gonna
imported,
say-
so they come in through the front entrance.
I was literally gonna say we will make a kid backpack leash on the way out. I'm not
Okay.
even kidding. I will
Oh,
I will
a
pay good
companion
money.
minder. We have a few if you need them.
Oh fuck yes, please. I need a companion minder.
Yeah, okay.
Personally,
hands
I
you
would
a-
prefer one that is lockable.
What's a companion? What?
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
normally we use
Oh, a
them
companion
for...
minder. I wonder what that is. Will you please
I know
tell
it
me?
helps you mind a companion, but is this real?
Oh, you mean you're looking for it as a basic item in the system?
Like, what is that?
It's essentially It's essentially what Fanda described, which is sort of a backpack with a leash built onto it. So, you know, one of those things you would attach to like a toddler or someone like that you were trying to keep on a leash so they don't like wander too far off.
Yes,
This
I'd
was
like
some
one
sort of
with
mining
two metal loops in it on either side that can potentially be locked onto a companion.
As it so happens, these are all designed with, you know, flight straps, like for sitting in a pilot's
Mhm.
seat. That is the way that they hook up. The reason for this is
Because of mining.
usually whoever is wearing this is out in front when they are examining new tunnels.
Nice.
So
This
the
is
idea
everyone.
is that in the event something turns out to be not as stable as they had hoped, or there's some sort of other failure of equipment, you have about 30 feet of length that you can just grab onto and stop them from plummeting to their death. But it
Uh,
also can be used to just keep someone within about 30 feet of
where
you.
would I find one of these companion minders?
Oh no, he pulls one out from like a little
Oh, my
cupboard
wonderful
next to the
brother
door.
under Lois.
Mm.
Thank you so much. We really
Yeah.
appreciate this.
You'd be surprised how many visitors to the library need one.
Yes, I take the companion minder and I gratefully put it in my inventory.
Jer, before I
Mhm.
forget this and before we get too far away from the library, do you know, based off of what I've read, if I was
Also,
seeing
Phoenix,
anything
my
saying how
character's
often
name
that
is
tablet
Frell,
spell can be used?
Frell.
I mean, if you're inclined, you can use it continuously.
There's no like cooldown period?
No.
No cooldown. Okay. Did it require anything else besides the fill in the blanks? Like, is there a sacrifice that's needed? Do I need mana? Do I need a goat? Like, what do I need
You
aside
actually
from?
need mayonnaise. It's quite odd.
It's
You,
so
you,
strange. It's a secret ingredient to every
You
good
just
spell.
slather it on the tablet, and
ugh.
whoever you summon just
No.
licks it right the fuck up, and that's how they solidify themselves in this world.
No, you just need to be able to read it aloud.
That is way too easy.
I mean, in a vast majority of situations, it's not really a beneficial thing to do. So, you know.
Unless you happen to be somebody who's angry and bitter at the world and, I don't know, maybe is fine with this shit wrapping up.
Okay, those were the lingering questions I wanted to know if I found out. All right, cool. Yeah, let's we get a far enough distance from the library. I change back into my regular form.
Okay.
Where did he go? Where do you think he
Uh,
went? Crystal,
Uh,
please.
if they I don't I have no idea where he could have potentially gone. I don't think I've known Helio well enough to understand what exactly he would like to do on his own. The best we can do is just try and look around. So I roll for investigation. Is that what this is?
I mean, that is one thing to do. It certainly would tell you what sorts of signs you're passing and things.
Is there anything else that I can do aside from investigation?
Ask
I mean,
around. Ask if anybody's seen a...
basically, yeah.
Yeah, because all I got was a 12 on my investigation check.
I'm pretty sure I stand out.
I mean, a 12 on your investigation check will let you know that there are a lot of administrative offices around here.
Whoa, we're getting too close to IRL.
Well, I mean, it's right next to the central library. You can see signage directing you also to the central church in this place.
I don't think he's going to church.
I don't
There,
think he's gone to church either.
probably not.
I did lose my religion.
I don't recall you saying that.
I was singing
So-
it. I was singing it.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I'm gonna swallow my D20 in rage.
Oh,
I
yes.
just, I'm so angry I don't know
Yeah,
what to do.
there are signs telling you which direction you need to go to reach elevators. Signage, by the way, usually just says like shaft number, and then like it has a small note about whether it is either going up, down, or both, and how far in either direction.
Earrings! He was talking about earrings. He wanted that fucking village guy to make earrings for him.
Okay, so
Do you think
maybe he's going where earrings are?
where Earring crafters would be, like blacksmiths. And I don't.
Okay, so the signage
Smiths,
that I'm
most
looking
likely.
at, since do you read deep speech too?
Yeah, I also
Prob-
read deep
Mhm.
speech.
So then we together look for signage that indicates some sort of like crafting area. This is something we're naturally
He's
coming
likely
to the
not gonna
conclusion to,
die. He
and
probably
we
won't
try
even
to
get in
go
that much
there.
trouble. It's just annoying because we're a party and we're supposed to be
That's at least
together,
what
and
Crystal's
he's
gonna
not
try to
doing
do.
anything. I'm
Uh,
not gonna fucking leave Crystal on my own adventure. I'm staying right next to her, so
Sounds like a good plan.
Sweet.
You find the city planning office.
Okay. Okay.
that sounds good to me. Fucking ask him some questions.
Yeah, okay.
Is
So,
there like a representative that?
Yeah, you open up the door to the city planning office, and it's actually a really nice marble room, like tiled floors, and like a few little chairs in here for like people waiting around, and looks like there's a variety of scribes moving back and forth, but interest to you is probably the main desk, which has what appears to be a humanoid clay golem standing behind the counter next to like a bell doing some paperwork.
So just to clarify, I was reading
do-
signs to help me find the crafts place, and it took me here.
So
Or am I?
this city is essentially vertically oriented, right? And
Okay.
you are, I mean, you don't specifically know this, but you're about a quarter of the way in from the top, and you're trying to get the other 3/4 of the way to the bottom, essentially.
Okay.
And we don't know
Which
the
is
way,
to say
so we
that the
need to ask for
nearby
directions.
sign posting doesn't say anything about that because it assumes that you're trying to find things that are relatively close to you.
Oh, the heck! So I guess
It's not trying to find a sign to.
It's like interstate signage. It'll tell you
It's kind of like interstate
occasionally
signage.
every 100 miles or so that you're
I gotta
getting
take this
closer
phone
to
call.
something nearby. But
Oh,
Shoot.
okay.
as a member of the church, I approach very stately and I
Okay.
ask for directions to their trade blacksmith area or whatever.
Artisans' quarters.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
crafting area, perhaps. I don't know. That word just came to me for some reason.
Any of those will work. Of course, sister. Do you require a complete guidebook, or will a simple map suffice?
A simple map would suffice, however, a complete guidebook would definitely be welcome.
Very well, let me see if we have any that have been recently returned. Ah, yes. There is, in fact, 3 copies in stock, so here you go.
Thank you.
He hands you
And
a leather-bound book, which is like nearly 5 inches thick,
all right.
and it's entirely made out of map diagrams.
Wonderful.
It does have an index, though.
All right, I
That's-
am back.
I
back.
immediately, like as
Welcome
soon as Crystal looks animated again, I put the book in her hands.
Oh wow! Oh,
And
I have
I
a
turn-
book.
And I turn to the golem and I ask, can I return this on my way back out of the city, or is there...
You may return it on your way back out of the city, or you can leave it with the general administrator at the bottom.
Thank you very much.
I have
and-
typed in all caps, Crystal has been given a gracious book out of nowhere.
and I put both of my hands on Crystal's shoulders, who I am sure is looking down at the book, and
Very
just
much so.
glee and hardly paying attention to her surroundings, and I gently guide
Yes.
her back out.
Wait, hold on. I'm suspicious, but I will remain in game, and be focused on this book, unknowing, unwittingly following.
There's
spells.
nothing suspicious. I just want to leave.
Yep. Okay, I got a book. We're getting out. This is great.
Okay.
What is this book?
This is a map of
This is a big ass book for a map.
seemingly every area of what city are we in? Black
Black
Falls?
Falls.
Blackfall.
Yeah. Seemingly
Yeah, it-
every floor, shaft, elevator, and fucking footrest of Black Falls. And we need to find the crafters. I've been told they're near the bottom. And there's an index.
Okay.
Get to work, baby.
So- Okay, so is this an intelligence check? Like what, a survival check to see how well I can read
reading
this
check.
book and efficiently get to where we need to go?
You can either make an investigation or a survival check.
Please let it be survival because I only have
Come
A2.
on.
Wow, these shitty ass rolls. I have a 7. I
Hold
could
on.
barely make it outside of the room.
Nat 20 for
Please.
survival.
Okay.
And I have a
And-
+3.
Good on you.
Thank
Nice.
you, Lois.
Yep. It's complicated. It's a mix of like civil engineering pathways, like places that people have dug through to like install drainage or extra supports, the actual like civil walkways and things that most people use, workmen's areas like the actual mines and things that are ongoing. Also, you know that about halfway down the map, the center of Blackfall, and if you'd made a history check, like to think about it, you probably would have realized this, is a giant hole.
A giant hole?
It is approximately half the diameter of the city itself.
It's
And
located
it
at the
extends
bottom?
through every level of the map after it shows up.
I rolled a 16 for history.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know that Blackfall is named for the fact that it is built around this hole, which has made it a lot easier to access different like mining veins and things by essentially rappelling down the side and building entrance exit ways into the sides of the hole.
Is
But
this like made in Abyss? Is this made in Abyss?
well, so first of all, you can come up with no problems whatsoever. So, no. But no one's ever
Spoilers.
seen a bottom to this thing, hence the name. Some people will call it the hole in the world. Because no one's ever found a bottom of it.
I wonder about the amount of murders that have happened and been completely disposed of in this hole.
No one would probably know.
I wonder about.
Although if you throw a
potential
live
murders
person
actually
down the
did.
hole, people are going to find out real fast. And can probably get them back, being as no one has ever found the bottom.
I was wondering, what's that thing for when a sound is far away and you can hear it getting closer, and then it gets far away again?
Endo?
Was-
Oh, I don't know.
Midas?
No, there's a word for it.
Oh, like it sort of fades in and out towards your location,
Ah.
essentially.
It's some
Like that.
sort of musical term.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody knows.
Like that, except it's somebody screaming on the way to their death.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ah.
Whatever. Joke's already been made.
Anyway. So, okay, this is just something that we just happen to notice as we look at the map and then look at the geography. So is this the nat 20 gonna determine whether or not we are so efficient versus the helium that is using Scribble Scrabble, whether or not we catch up to him?
We
I
could
got
be
an
starting
attitude.
from an entirely different direction, so we don't
It
know.
affects how quickly you arrive at your intended destination.
Be it as we're underground and we're taking tunnels, starting in a different area, we're not even fully likely to end up at the same... in
Well,
the same
it depends
place.
on like how many distinct elevator shafts, for instance, there
Yeah.
actually are going up and down between different
Right.
levels. It's entirely possible that just due to how relatively close together you are, that there are only like one or maybe two different ways to get to some
that
floors
fucking
from where you are.
sitcom thing where it's like...
You just
where it's
pass
like
each
we
other
get in
barely.
an elevator and we look across at another elevator and see helium going up as the door closes on us and we start going down.
Oh no!
Comedic
Like some
sound
Scooby-Doo
effects.
type shit.
Oh,
Or like that
no.
fucking... or that fucking Leo DiCaprio meme where he's sitting down and he has a beer and he's like, hey,
Key points. Hey,
Yeah.
that's it.
that's the one! Hey, that's him!
God damn
That's how it's
it.
gonna end up.
You
That's what I'm
win?
imagining, at least.
Well, I mean, potentially. But in this particular case, as it turns out, you basically arrive at the last elevator you need to take down to the bottommost level, just as Halo is walking into it. So
Bro, I'ma let
you
you-
round the corner, you're like 40 feet away down the hallway, and you can see him walking onto the elevator platform.
Bro, I will let you take care of this. You feel free to run off. I'm right behind you. Get the baby boy.
I basically run as fast as I can with full intent to tackle. I'm talking full jump, arms and legs up, ready to grab towards helium.
Okay.
Oh god.
I want every single pound of my tiefling weight crushing him to the floor.
I have healing word
So,
prepped and ready in case this
Halo,
goes
you
south.
heard the distinct sound of someone in a suit of armor charging at you from
Full
down
tilt.
the hallway.
Full fucking tilt.
And I got-
And I don't know it's Fro, right?
I mean, not unless you turn around and look.
You want to turn around and investigate that bad boy?
I mean, they could be running at someone else. You better make sure they're running at you.
Let's see.
Oh boy.
In fear, I'm just like, oh shit. Someone be coming after me. Did they get caught? Fuck. Okay. They're not yelling after me.
And the time that he says, I am linebacker tackling him to...
Not true. At this point, I'm just like, all right, fuck.
And then he dies.
I just
Like the Twinkie is.
not the at this point, because I don't know, and just to be secure, I just
You about to cast a spell? What the fuck?
I am going to actually not do that. I am just
look.
going to like stealth my way and just like try to jump into the elevator as quick as I can and press and close the damn door shut.
Stealth, bro. I'm looking at you.
I don't know it's you. I just hear it's you. I just hear it's somebody, and I'm just like.
So you
"Fuck, I'm
mean
just
nonchalantly? You mean
No.
as to not cause suspicion? Because you
No,
can't be sneaky.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, I'm just gonna jump into the elevator as quick as I can just to escape whatever the fuck it is.
All
I
right.
guess I gotta.
So make a dexterity save. Yeah,
Holy
dexterity
shit.
saving throw.
And then
And Fanta, make an attack roll.
how far away are we again?
What what die would be an attack roll?
Go with unarmed strike. So that's gonna be. Where's that? It should be, I think, strength plus a d20 plus proficiency. That sounds right.
Can you
Nat
real quick?
Oh god.
Oh god. Oh god.
Nat
A
20?
nat
Okay.
20 plus my proficiencies
Oh
in
god.
unarmed strike is 25.
Oh god.
You fucking beat me by 4. Not 20 plus 1.
Oh my god.
That's some good rolls.
These are excellent rolls on their end. Meanwhile, I've been flipping 10s in 7s.
Yeah, no, I was so scared I didn't want to lose him. I was praying
I
to
had
Lois as hard as I
had
could.
a contingency
I was
plan.
like,
I had
Lois,
it.
baby, I'm in your city. I am your child. Please.
I had a
Well, you have
contingency plan just in case.
successfully tackled the nerd.
Without hesitation, without letting him catch his breath, I put the companion minder and wrestle it onto him.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't
so-
care.
Crystal.
I'm like pinning one arm down and shoving the leather strap over him. It's like wrestling a.
Just like, what the
Crystal has
fuck are you?
finally caught up and is seeing this aftermath.
I'm kind of just
Crystal's
like,
just standing there with her hands on her knees, like. Fuck.
Yes, you appear to have been shoved into some sort of harness.
kind of just standing there, like I'm kind of just standing there, just laying on the floor.
Well,
What the
I
fuck
was
is
gonna
this? And I kind of
Should
just
I
like
roll for damage as well?
You want to damage him?
No, but I did run at him full force. We can heal him. He's fine.
Do you want to damage him?
No, but I'd find
Okay.
it funny.
Okay, well, the answer is no, because you are well trained enough to either harm or not harm him in this endeavor. I mean, like, he's definitely going to be sore tomorrow, regardless.
It's part of the lesson then.
But, there's a difference between that and losing, let's see, between
think I did
6 and
4
9
unarmed
hit
damage.
points.
Just like default, my unarmed is 4 or something.
Yeah, it's like a D4 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Oh my
D4 plus
gosh.
strength, I think. is what
Oh
it
my
is.
goodness.
Which is 3.
Okay, so yeah, that's between
Oh,
4
God.
and 7, but still.
Okay.
Elio is just still laying on the floor, just like. Can you explain what did you put on me?
No. You don't get to ask questions at this. Excuse me. You
Nah,
you
can
don't get
you
to ask
explain-
questions at this point.
What the fuck you thought you was doing? Just wandering off all on your own without telling us where you were going?
And I just
all?
grimace. I just grimace back. It's not like you two actually care what happens anyway.
What is
What are you
So
talking
character
about?
You're
So again,
we gotta have
why-
you.
Did my food get here? Hold on. Did my food get here? I don't care about this if my food got here. Hold on.
That's understandable, completely relatable.
We'll have character
Have a nice
development
day.
while Iris goes gets foods. And I kind of just stare at both of them, and I'm like, and I just slowly get up and dust myself off. I'm like, what? Now that I just went off on my own to go somewhere to go clear my head, and I see you guys again, and oh, now you're just gonna put a fucking harness on me?
Correct.
Like, maybe everything I was thinking was right. You guys ain't friends to me. You just an object.
Man, you are in a city that you don't speak the language in. No, we ain't your friends yet. We've been through a dungeon together. We've been through a lot together. But that doesn't mean you just abandon your companions, and yes, we are companions. Without telling us where you're going. We gotta, like, just because we aren't best of friends doesn't mean we don't want or need to have you around.
I was going to come back, just
When?
walking around and hear, like, I just wanted to clear my head. A lot has happened. A lot
But
is
we don't
going
know
on.
that. We don't know.
Have you asked?
You didn't ask before leaving.
You just left and you just told me to stay here like a fucking puppy. Like I'm a hellhound or something that I'm supposed to just
Because
sit
we're looking
and
for
wait.
something. We were doing important work and I couldn't get you in. If you had wild form, you would have been in my other pocket.
We could have figured out something. Something. I could have been your apostle. I could have been
Make a
someone.
history check, Halo. I mean,
18. I'm not proficient in it, but 18.
okay.
Like
So
I could've-
as you're saying that, it occurs to you that almost certainly you would have been denied access. Like, regardless of what Frel said.
I just feel like
And the
Helios-
primary reason being that, one, you aren't a follower of Lois. So the fact that you went in there at all is going to seem suspicious to the priests who are watching the door. And two, folks around here are a bit on the insular side. Like, they're not super keen on people who are not locals, even if, like, they're generally polite to you face to face.
They only kind of trust me because I'm dressed up like a church folk.
Yeah, being a paladin holds a lot of weight, like, hierarchically speaking. Frel walking up to the door is like having someone's commanding officer stride up to the door and be like, "Hey, I want in here." Certainly the people that they have watching the door don't have the authority to tell her to go away.
Imagine it like you walking up to whatever investigation building or whatever versus me walking up. They wouldn't let me in regardless of what you said. I don't belong in there.
Helios just very much just the sadness and depression has just gotten to Helio because he knows at this point, like, what's the point?
And apparently
In,
my
like-
mic has been off.
No, you're fine. Helio's just at the point where he's just like, what's the point? Like, no one. I've tried my best to, like, do what I can for my family, and I'm not seen as anything. For these people, people I was trying to make friends with, who've gone through, like, a life-changing or life-altering adventure, like, mini journey with at least, like, some sort of, like, familiar bond. It just, you would think something would happen, and to get tackled and put a leash on, it's just like Helio's just sitting there just feeling nothing but grief, sadness, and a little bit of anger, because he's just like, I'm nothing.
Crystal
one
Frel is
time-
not delicate enough to have this conversation.
And Helio just barks back, and he just barks back at Fro. He's just like, I just wanted to be somewhere where I wanted to be and just try, just to try to make something work. Build something and people respect me for me. And he kind of just like the harness is just leather, right?
Yeah.
It's
Does it have any
mostly
metal?
leather.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly leather.
Mhm.
Do I need an Arcana check?
I still want to be on top of it.
It's down.
Bro,
Okay.
not-
It's definitely not magical.
Can we go meta for a second before we dig into next steps? Because Iris was missing for a majority of this seemingly very emotional conversation.
Sure.
Helium
What-
feels unappreciated by us because he doesn't feel like we value him as a person, only as an object to complete our quest. He also does not feel valued by his family, and so he's having a bit of a crisis right now and is conflating the two, even though he very likely shouldn't.
Okay. And so far, what have you done as Frel?
I have pinned him to the ground.
Uh-huh.
I have wrestled a companion minder on him.
Yep, I was there for that.
And I have tried to convince him that just because we are not best friends doesn't mean that wandering off and basically attempting to abandon us in a city where he doesn't speak the language is not, like, the best idea from any standpoint.
Okay.
That's what I've tried. But again, speaking meta for a moment, Frel is not delicate enough for this conversation. Frel's a bit of
heard
a
that part.
hard love type of gal, and I don't think that Helio responds to hard love. So
Yeah, I knew I
So
needed
we
to kick
gotta-
in at some point.
we need to talk to your other mother right now in order to. She's better for you.
Well, it seems as if.
Well, I was gonna say your soft mommy, but that sounded bad. So
Especially since that is actually the opposite of what I am. If we're taking a look at my material, so
but we ain't. We're taking a look at your personality.
your hard
Personality.
soft mommy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
it does
other
seem
mother
like
it is.
Helium,
That
does
needs to
seem
be
like-
on a shirt. That needs to be on a shirt.
your
I
hard
respect-
soft mommy, is here to delicately speak to you. But first, it does seem because you had asked questions about this and you're trying to figure out if it's magic or whatnot. You had some intentions on what to do with your little new backpack. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I want to know what you're doing first before I start talking.
Literally because of the conflicting emotions and just a mass bit of emotions that Helio is feeling, he just mumbles all under his breath, "Get off me."
So I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Found it. Where does Frel keep her coin pouch?
Oh boy!
I've
Oh
never
no!
no.
considered
Oh
it.
no! Okay.
I've
you
never
better-
considered it. Where do most people keep their coin pouch, especially in a full suit of armor?
You
I
better
would
make it
imagine
concealed
somewhere
because I can only
in my
imagine.
armor.
always thought
Usually-
it's like
But
Like just for like general spending coins and things, like as opposed to carrying around a gigantic chest full of treasure or something, they would keep it on their belt.
Mhm.
That's typical.
I've always imagined my belt as a sash across my chest, so
Yeah. So
something basically within reach.
yeah.
If
you know.
if Helium
Bro-
were inclined to grab it, but if he thinks that taking my coin pouch is gonna get me off of him any faster without some negotiation, man's got another thing coming.
Helio's definitely not the thieving type to like steal coins.
But I'm sure our DM was not asking for that reason.
That's not
Uh,
where my mind went. My mind was like,
That's true.
You said you had a
Oh,
couple
I was
questions
thinking
as
of
well.
like a grab it and run,
So-
but anyway.
My other question was Shiki, does Hilo want help?
Helio want like as out of character question. As like there's like an onlooking crowd. Is that what you're kind of like relaying to?
No.
Okay, I was like,
It's basically just you guys.
Just fucking dickheads in an alley.
Helio.
Yeah, I
doesn't-
mean, people can probably hear you yelling at each other down here.
Yeah.
Typical reaction to that kind of thing for most folks is to take a different tunnel. So
No, well, yes, let us be conflict avoidant everywhere, shall we?
That works perfectly.
aren't
I want
no
no
one here
witnesses.
returns it. We will not investigate. Keep a blind eye. Yep.
Keep it trucking. Come
He-
on.
So does he want help?
Helio wants
Damn that-
friends.
Helio just wants to be listened to and just wants like the one person that listened to him is no longer here. And that hurts. It is just like he just right now he really just wants Frel off of him. And like he's willing to accept whatever consequence, but he just wants Frel and this harness off of him right now.
okay, you can make a religion check for me.
Oh my god! Danielle! Damn,
Nope.
Danielle! Oh my god.
16 flat.
Final! You raided! Thank you! Thank you for
16,
the
if that does anything.
raid! We're in the middle of a very intense scene right now, I'm sorry. I can't give all the love, but thank you, Final. Thank you so much.
Bye, Final.
Oh, okay. What did you roll?
16.
16.
Yeah.
All right.
I was actually scared. I was like, damn, Jeremy's actually communing with God right now.
So as you yell at Frel, everything around you, including Frel and Crystal, just kind of slow down and stop.
Oh god. He
Like,
called the goddess of time.
and from
Thank you, Final.
off to the side in the elevator, well, actually, first there is a bright flash of blue light from Frel's coin purse, and then from back behind you and like off to the left a little bit, you hear a familiar voice say, "You need some help down there, buddy?"
A calm wave just hits and just like I slowly turn back in tears. It's like you're back.
Well, you know how it is. Try to keep in touch with people you like. As opposed to the last time you saw him, Daniel is in fact wearing a modern suit
Oh
with
wow.
a purple tie, and his eyes are pitch black voids, which have little motes of light coming from the environment around him and disappearing into them.
Oh my god, he sounds so badass.
I like struggle to reach out a hand to like reach out like
He takes a step forward and gently puts one hand on Frel's shoulder and lifts her up into the air slightly and just lets go. She just stays there. And then he takes your hand and picks you up.
and I roll for a hug, a tearful hug.
Do you have to roll for that?
No. He seems a little
Roll
bit
for sobbing.
surprised, but he hugs you back and says, Good to see you, Halo.
Good to see you, D. I kind of just break down and just tell him everything, every bit of emotion that has happened in the time, and I'm just like, in the situation here, and I'm just like, yeah, here we are now.
Hmm.
It's so crazy how you get weepy with people that you've like only had like a couple of days with versus us where you've had weeks with and you don't weep to us about your emotions. Anyway, that's outside of character. That's meta.
I just sit there, I'm just like,
Crystal
and I
doesn't
just,
even know this is happening.
and
Yeah.
Crystal's just like, the fuck? And I'm just like, yeah, this is what's happening. And I just tell him, like, I really just wanted to go downstairs and actually maybe find my purpose. Like,
You you don't find your current career path to be as fulfilling as you had expected?
I tell him, I was like, I get called names and slurs. I'm only in this position because of my family. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be this.
Well.
Wouldn't have done it. I would have loved maybe just to like be a teacher or run an adventuring school to help young adventurers. Give them dreams.
Yes. I think you'd need a little bit more experience before you could run a school for adventurers. You know how it is. Most people don't take the word of a apprentice when they're trying to become journeymen. But
Sheltered kid wanting to live dreams. Maybe I could have snuck out, had a couple adventures on my own, made a legend.
oh,
Maybe get far away, never come back, and reinvent myself. And
Halo, my young friend. There are many avenues to finding your way in the world, and I think most of them are still open to you, but you must understand, first and foremost, you are technically still on a job. As long as that remains unresolved, your family and their allies will remain a part of your life, for no other reason than the fact you haven't delivered to them what was promised. Now, you might be able to convince them that you no longer exist, but I doubt that that would work out if you, for instance, took up residence in the central capital city, where a great many of their allies are based. Especially with your distinctive appearance. Also, I wouldn't judge Frel and Crystal too harshly. You must remember that you did hire them to come out here. And you have only been together for a few weeks. Yes, you've definitely grown closer in that time due to the stresses of battle and facing extra-dimensional beings that try to eat your faces. Always brings people together, or drives them apart. But they haven't had that much of a chance to really get to know the real you. And I suspect neither of you come to that.
I just put my hand over my face and just cry in my hands, just like.
Can we make it occur to Daniel that Frel and Crystal wouldn't have bothered chasing after him if he wasn't important in some kind of way? Because we have the tablet, we have the ability to return to the city. We really don't need him. So why are we after him anyway?
Daniel kind of glances at Frel and shrugs a little bit and says, "You know, they really didn't care about you. They wouldn't have come after you, right? It's very easy for them to complete their job." on their own now that they know what exactly is expected of the item in their possession.
I'm kind of just in tears to roll my eyes. What if my family just paid them off and I just found them, but really they've been on the payroll the whole time?
Oh lord. Gosh
Is this-
that
damn
didn't
it.
happen.
Oh,
I know.
though.
Or a little
Pessi-
tink tink.
I know being a pessimist, but
I understand that sometimes it can feel like everyone around you who you meet intentionally or unintentionally is in the pocket of someone else, but I assure you, if Frel was in the pocket of your father, she would have been contacted independently of you.
I wipe my eyes and I'm just like, okay.
I mean, you really think that if he could have contacted someone like that, he would have sent the Bobs?
True, but I mean, she did just tackle me and put a harness on me, so who knows?
Someone-
He's a Paladin. They're
How much
known
damage
for...
did he take, by the way?
He didn't
None.
take any.
He didn't take any. Okay.
She could easily have cracked your ribs, broken your arm, hobbled your leg.
Would have been easier to keep control of him.
For sure.
I mean, you've seen what happens when she really doesn't like someone.
I kind of just look at Daniel and I'm just like,
He kind of makes a little loop-de-loop gesture with his finger, and very briefly, a tiny illusion of a soldier demon getting chopped in half pops up and then fades away.
I do look at it and I'm just like, I wanted to be stronger. Just, I want to be.
Oh, you want to
able
be
fend-
you want to be
fend for myself.
stronger.
I kind of just bite. Helio just bites his lip and it's just like, I wish. I wish things were different. I wish the dragon part of me was more than the elvish part of me. And I just, Helio looks up and it's just like, are you gonna come back?
Oh,
Will I see you too?
I'm never really too far away. It's less of a three-dimensional distance, more of a plane above or below, if you understand my meaning.
If I ask hard enough, can we keep this between you and me? But if
Oh, well,
I ever need to talk to somebody and I really, really wish for it, can we talk?
yes and no. For being like me to exist in a more full version of my form, the prime material plane is damaging. It's like
As in,
setting a collection of sharp rocks on a silk canvas. I can do it, but if I move around for too much, too long, eventually it frays and a hole forms.
I kind of scratch my head and I'm kind of like, you sound like a patron for a warlock.
Well, we do have a lot of things in common. Hey, back in my day, used to have a few warlocks running around, but that's a whole other story. Uh,
I kind of
You know-
can I make a mental note of that?
well, sure.
You can
Make
make
a
a physical
mental-
note of it if you want.
Also true.
I was thinking okay,
Here,
it was like meta note, but I know Jeremy would say no. It was like it was gonna go like, what if I make like a pact with you so like I can commune with you versus so that doesn't happen.
What
Ah,
the
well.
fuck, Mello?
Which
Sorry,
Mello?
just got
Yeah, no.
water dumped on me.
Oh,
Bruh,
like
we're
which
having
Mello?
an
Mello from
emotional
Death Note
moment.
Mello? And the bucket.
well, if you
Fuck, Mello.
want, we can certainly work something out.
Fine.
And you're an
I
asshole.
will
too,
say the
Phoenix.
reason that I
I'm
was
glad
able
you don't
to
have many channel
here
ports.
is a combination of your desire and the fact I left a very special coin with your companion. Pays for access, you see. Cleans up after me when I'm gone.
Well, I'll get the coin.
Well, that coin's been spent. So we will have to find another. But there are some around.
You spent my coin.
You don't know that.
Character development.
And I kind of is that the moment when he says that like everything like time like stops and everything comes back together? I'm just like, there are more coins.
We don't know that yet. Did
Well,
time stop?
Well, when you say that, then yes. He just
Okay.
smiles and he sort of dissipates into smoke. And as soon as the smoke is gone, Frel, you drop onto the floor a short distance.
Very short.
And Halo is standing up inside of the elevator without the harness on him anymore.
Fuck. I thought he still had the harness on. I was kind of banking on it.
You're also, your brain very briefly plays like not you physically seeing it, but sort of like it's a half memory in the back of your mind of what is essentially just Halo doing a fast forwarded version of that conversation around you. Like you can't make it out, but it's like if you were looking at a old VHS tape and someone
But
sped
I
it up.
see Daniel.
You don't see Daniel.
No.
You just see him talking.
You,
I
you just see him like
Helium
talking
moving
and
about
interacting
talking.
with something.
Something. We don't know what the conversation is because it's kind of sped up.
It's very sped up. It's like
So we just see this dude moving. Yeah.
4 times speed. So
Okay.
you have a vague impression of something having happened there, but exactly what it is not easy to grasp.
I just stay on the ground. I'm tired. I don't.
Hmm.
If this
Well, it's just-
motherfucker wants to run away again, I'm not chasing after him anymore. Crystal can.
Oh, there's a tiny amount of blue smoke coming from your coin pouch.
Oh, wonderful. What does it smell like?
You notice this?
Kind of smells like blueberries.
Of course.
Hey,
Did Daniel smell like blueberries?
No,
Okay.
at least not the
I
last time
am
I saw him.
No core
Very
memories activated.
confused. I just stay on the ground. I don't know.
Okay.
What am I gonna do? Get up and do what?
last time you did that, you ended up falling on the floor, and you're just like, the fuck?
I roll over onto my back, clutching the companion minder in one hand, and just kind of chill. I leave the talking up to Crystal, because again, Frel knows she is not built for this conversation. Frel understands her weaknesses.
Crystal is just staring at Helio with conflict and also confusion about what the heck just happened. Like, this is really nagging at her about like what exactly just went on. Like, he's all of a sudden not under her anymore, and I saw like a super flash flick of him pantomiming talking to someone and not knowing what that was about, and then noticing that smoke. But ultimately the thing that's on the forefront of her mind is what the heck Helio wants to do. So she's looking at him very concerned and a little bit hurt after everything that's gone on and hearing what he had to say. I'm not starting a conversation. I'm just looking at you expectingly.
I mean, as a scholar, Crystal might just assume that it's a wild magic thing. I mean, you know, he's a sorcerer rather than a wizard, and sometimes sorcerers have slightly buggy magic. You're aware, like they.
Yeah, but I'm confused what spell that could have possibly have been to cause all of that. So there's that nagging thing in the back of her head. But
So,
currently,
wild magic effects are not necessarily caused by spells, and also usually they don't resemble what the person was trying to do. They go off.
So there's that mild confusion and trying to justify that, but really, in terms of what actions Crystal is doing right now, she is staring at Helio with her eyes and waiting to see what his move is.
On one of the lower levels calls the elevator. You want to get in?
I look back at Crystal and I just say, I saw him. Saw Daniel.
Crystal, you're all new, but not actually on this elevator.
Can I just yell it? Can I just yell it?
Far
like, so
away
they can
are
hear?
we from each other right now?
Just
I
like
caught
a few
up with
feet,
him.
but like like you can tell that somebody is calling the elevator down. So like it's
Are
starting
you
to.
in the elevator?
And I'm in the
Make your
elevator.
choice.
The other two are in the elevator. That's why I'm asking. Like, it's about to go down. You know this.
I can't I don't enter the elevator and I turn around and look at Crystal and I'm just like,
Okay, hold on.
oh wait.
Halo,
Am I-
you're in
I'm
the
in the
elevator. Frell's
Okay.
in the elevator. Crystal is standing outside the elevator.
Oh, so Crystal's by herself.
Crow's in
Crystal's
the
watching
elevator laying on the ground.
around.
True.
Okay, so it's me and Frel going down and Crystal's just like,
It's not going down yet. We hear the sounds of it about to go down, like somebody's calling it, correct?
Yeah, you know how most elevators
Gotta
make
make a
kind of bing
decision on whether or
noise.
not we're going down.
I make the decision
We're-
to do a somersault out of the elevator to Crystal. I know where I'm gonna be. It's
go
now
down.
it's now Helium's choice.
Okay. Well, apparently Hilo says that. What did you say? You saw him,
I saw him.
and then
That's
the
all.
elevator doors close, and
I punch to
that
the
what that is?
ground and mutter, "You bastard," because I know exactly what he fucking means.
I mean, there's a very short list of people who him could be in this situation.
Daniel hears me curse his name and call him a rat. Raggedy ass bastard.
You hear a voice in the back of your head say, "Rude."
Don't care. What you did was rude. This man's having
Okay.
a crisis, and instead of leaving him with the people who were actually trying to convince him, you took off my companion minder. You mucked up my fucking plans.
So, okay, So,
You hear no
let's-
response to that.
so just to
Good,
reestablish
'cause I'm right.
the order of events that just happened.
Uh-huh.
That happened, all that. Daniel went away. We see that. Brell has pirouette, backflipped, kicked herself next to me from the elevator. Helio is still in the elevator. He said some vague ass shit like, I saw him, and then the elevator shit closed and he's currently going down.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna
Meanwhile-
follow him.
You are now waiting for the elevator.
Yep, we're gonna follow him. And we're just gonna stick around and see what exactly he's trying to do.
I don't want to follow him.
But we
If
gotta.
the baby wants to throw a tantrum, you just leave him to cry until they sleep.
But just like you guys let me do a stupid and watched me from afar to make sure I was okay,
I
we were
wasn't
going to
afar,
do
I
the
was right
exact
fucking
same-
there.
and that's what we need to do. We need to be right fucking there with him while he does the stupid, so that way he doesn't get hurt. We're waiting for the elevators.
Fine. We're waiting for the
Alright.
elevators.
Yeah, so you get to the bottom, Halo, and step out, and
Wait, it sounds like we
almost-
don't know where he's going.
Well, I mean, you're
We're
you're at
guessing.
the top of an elevator system, which is currently headed downwards. So until it gets to the first destination, you can hit that button, technically rune, as many times as you like. It'll just be essentially queuing a trip back up for after it reaches where the first person that asked it to go somewhere told it to go.
He won't be hard
Okay.
to find.
Yeah,
We'll get
that's
him.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
But yeah, you step out of the elevator, I assume, and it almost immediately goes bing and starts going back up.
I just make a mad dash down, or as a
Okay.
dash as I can in this hallway. Just waddle, 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 waddle. It's just like I gotta find another coin. I have to find coin. Where would
What-
coin?
I'm
where
sorry,
would
is he been driven crazy?
I mean, you can't even hear him saying this.
I know.
At
I'm
this
am
point,
feeling it.
at this
assuming
point,
he's trying to find something to connect with Daniel.
Validation, please. Validation. I need it.
Helio's one friend that he knows that talks to him unbiasedly. He said the only way that he can talk to him is like, you gotta have a coin to pay for me to appear. And Helio
He's a friend. Fuck it. Whatever.
and Helio, because that's the only person who's kind of been like, dude, you're fine, but I get it. I can't be here all the time, but if you find this for me, we could talk. But also Helio kind of has a mental note of like, he used to have warlocks, and he's like, that's not my thing. But Helio's running through like a gambit of thoughts, and the only thing that's kind of just like making his mind straight up is just like, friend.
Yeah,
I just
alright.
want to talk to my friend. I just want to be able to have my friend. So he's just going. We're in a crafting area. The crafting area has the metallurgy, and like teaching areas and like a small shop. Correct, if I remember.
There are shops. So having arrived in the area, there is one, the gigantic hole in the middle. There is like a railing to stop people from like falling off, but it's set up so that you can still like look over the edge if you want. The roof's a little bit higher down here, and there's essentially one giant market and set of like artisans and blacksmiths, goldsmiths. Like if they work metal or stone, they have an area down here just set up in a circle all the way around. And every so often you can see like material elevators that are bringing stuff up from just over the edge, or like dropping things down a chute essentially into landing areas.
Is this also the area where they're playing cards and playing?
Yes. That, looking around, you can tell that that's set up a little bit behind the main ring of things. So basically, there's what in a typical city would be like an alleyway or something like that, and it leads through to the streets on the other side, which have like small restaurants and like a couple of like company barracks, which is similar to an inn, but specifically made for people who are mining around here. And there's like tables set up in the middle of what would essentially be the street, and like just outside of places making food and things like that.
I want to go
There's-
down that alley. I want to go down that area to try to find like the card games, the back alley card games. If I'm
let's
saying that right.
Well, I guess it depends. Are you literally trying to find like a
Back alley card
hi-
games and a back alley.
highly suspect gambling ring, or are you simply trying to find some people playing cards? One
I'm
of these
trying to
things is very easy. The other one a little bit less so.
I'm trying to find people playing cards.
Okay. Yeah. You find some people playing cards. Mostly dwarves, but it seems like most people down here are dwarves. Like there's some gnomes and humans like sprinkled about, but mostly dwarves.
I want to persuade my way into getting into a card game. Possibly, and I want to gamble my the cloak that I'm currently wearing from the I was about to say the
So
heist.
you want to join a card game using specifically your cloak as your buy-in.
I tell them they speak dwarvish, they don't speak common, they don't speak trade.
I mean, you don't know that for sure.
That for sure, but I'm guessing. I kind of sit. I take out my pouch, and I fold up my cloak, and I put 5 gold pieces on it, and like point down and point to the cards, and then point to myself.
Okay. The dealer puts down the deck of cards and does some sign language at you.
I sign back in. Crudely sign back in wanting to play, and this is my wager.
Does he know sign?
Does he know sign?
If he wants to.
If he wants to know sign?
If
Wow,
you want to
if
know
it's
the
that
sign language, if you want to know the
simple.
sign language version of a language that you know, you may.
Oh, cool. That's
Sweet.
dope.
Yeah. I
And,
sign back.
okay.
Is he signing back in something that I know?
Yeah, it's like a little different, but it's not too difficult to figure out. Like,
Then I sign back. Yeah, I want in. I want to play.
so, all right, friend. Gestures to a table. Not table. Chair.
All right.
Okay.
That's-
So now my big question is,
Question.
this game is essentially just what's the poker, like the
Texas Hold'em.
sure, essentially just poker. But the main question is, are you going to play fairly or try to cheat? Keeping in mind that
Wait, if we're playing poker, that means I can use. They actually. That's going to be like a charisma because I can bluff and use deception and persuasion because that's what you do in poker. then
Yes,
I'm
but
gonna
whether or not you're going to cheat is...
I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
I was.
straight up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna play straight up. Alright. Do I need to roll for the play cards?
Well, I'm definitely not gonna go through an actual game of cards. So, let's have. Hmm. Yeah, you can roll persuasion, performance, or deception, whichever you prefer.
Uh, oh boy, I get a plus 60 either one of those. So well, not to performance. Performance, I'm not proficient in. So it will only be for deception or persuasion. Okay. Not the best. It's a 13 plus 6.
Hey, that's a
And
19.
the base roll wasn't the best, but it's like, the 6 kind of saves it.
13 is a little over halfway up the possible number. It's on the
Yes,
D20.
3 up.
It's not a bad roll.
Yeah.
That said, okay. You have so far successfully won 9 gold.
Ooh,
There's
I put
basically 3 other people at this table.
okay. I say thank you, and I double up, so I should have inventory. Where's my backpack? How much gold do I have? I have 20.
Yeah, Jared, I asked you a question.
Go ahead, Ash.
No. I asked Jared a question in DMs.
Right. I put I double up and put 18 on the table.
God damn. Now you double it down.
At this point, have Crystal and Frel, like, reached that floor? And do we see him?
Let's see here. They have reached that floor. He's not specifically in the main ring around. I mean, you don't know that, but the general point being he's not directly in your line of sight, so you'd have to look around for him.
Is that an investigation or a survival?
It would be investigation. Survival would be tracking. However, you're not really trained for urban tracking. Like, there's a lot of people walking around down
16 plus 1
14.
equals 17.
I got a 14. That's it.
Okay.
This blue and black die is really doing things for me.
This is only slightly.
You're really hitting tonight. My Helios set is doing good tonight too.
Don't worry, another night in a much more dire situation, I'll be rolling fucking ones.
Yeah. Let the good times roll until death comes to us.
Before what is
Yeah.
it? What is it? Before I go searching, there is a I asked Frel to go forward while I stop at one of the Smith's stalls.
Okay.
And I do the
I
thing
tell
that
her
I
to
have messaged
meet
you to do.
me back in front of the thing.
The thing.
In, like, the main room. Meet me back
Yeah.
in the main room and, like, whenever you're done. Whatever.
Okay.
And I'll wander back every little bit if I don't find him.
Okay. I do the thing that I had sent you. Does that take long, Jer? I know how long it will take to actually do the thing I'm requesting, but does it take long for me to make the request?
Oh no, it doesn't take long to make your request.
So I can do that and then quickly catch up to Frel?
Yep.
Okay, then I do that, and I'm with Frel
Okay.
as we search for the boy.
I feel like you just
I'm
made a
not-
set of handcuffs.
I'm not searching super intensely. I'm kind of just walking laid back because what Crystal said is probably right, and we just need to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, by the way, Shiki, you Halo has won another 20 gold at the table.
Well, turns out gambling is the right choice, kids. Twitch.tv.
I kind
Play slots now on unnamed gambling site.
To their credit, the people you're playing with seem to find this extremely funny, rather than like frustrating.
I mean, it's true.
Good, because that means you're not gonna get your ass kicked.
I kind of like in jokes. I kind of sign and ask like, "Would you guys like anything to drink? It's on me."
Wow.
They don't drink alcohol, though.
I mean,
Didn't say alcohol. Didn't say
Anything to
alcohol.
drink.
other than water, though.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like,
You want some appy juice?
when you say the rounds on me, people mean alcohol, and also you're
Oh.
playing cards.
Well,
Yes,
maybe-
I mean yes. In normal terms, people would think I'm asking for alcohol.
But these
but
are
in that-
people who abstain from the liquids.
this is
Uh,
me stood
From alcohol, yeah, they're not real into like alcohol or drugs
Soda
down
pop.
here. They have a variety of like juices, lemonade, like substances, things like that. But
It's the lemonade sweet like Chick-fil-A's.
well,
I'm asking this for like
I
the
don't-
3 people who don't have a Chick-fil-A that's probably close to them.
I mean, I don't really have much of a reference point to that. I've only ever been in one once, and that.
Never mind. Strike that,
You should have
strike that
asked
from the
if
record.
it's sweet like Auntie Anne's. Come on, that's way more common.
Sure, yeah.
The fuck is Auntie Anne's?
The pretzel place Auntie
Wow.
Anne's? Really? You don't know?
Wow.
That's in every single fucking mall. You don't know what that is?
We don't have those.
Yes, you
We-
do. Yes, you do. You definitely do. Ain't no way Auntie Anne's is a regional.
Local Rock tells Demon he has a pretzel place.
There is no way.
local rock magically appears in my house and it's like, there's a pretzel place. You have pretzels.
You have it. And they sell delicious lemonade.
Okay. Let me see.
So yeah,
Yes, we do. Okay.
Okay.
We have more Cinnabons.
But
yeah.
Auntie Anne's and Cinnabons aren't in competition. It's not like a McDonald's. It's not like Pepsi and Coke. Do
We
you
all
have
know
an Auntie
Pepsi
Anne's?
wins.
No, we got a Cinnabon though. It's not like that. Whatever.
they will definitely take you up on it.
Iris will die on this hill.
Yes, we will.
It only costs like a gold for all of you to get something.
Oh.
So,
I ask the patrons like as we're toasting and drinking our juice and lemonade. I kind of
Fashion,
ask like
I died on an Auntie Anne's hill. That's what happened, Fashion.
I asked them like, hey, have you guys seen any different types of coins around here? I'm a collector, and yes, I'm using my deception.
Oh.
I mean,
Want me to roll for it, Jer?
Well,
I don't really think they would be. So the thing is that it's not particularly suspicious to ask somebody if there's a different
currency.
coinage floating around. So they probably don't think anything of it.
Jesus Christ.
I shrug and I was like,
But they rummage through their pockets and like put a few different types of coins on the table, and
Cool.
one of them makes a little bit more of a complex sign at you about something. Can you make a straight intelligence check?
Are you smart enough to know what this man is saying?
am I smarter than a fifth grader?
Hopefully.
It's on the fifth grader.
Straight intelligence, no modifier. 16.
Okay. You're
Gee,
Pretty
Phoenix, thanks for
sure-
subscribing. I'm sure this isn't so you can get more channel points and throw things out my head.
pretty sure that he's telling you that occasionally they come across like caches of just really old stuff down here.
It's old stuff.
So,
Don't you sit
well,
there and
I
lie to
mean,
me,
like,
Phoenix.
I can't. Sometimes someone like way back in the day
It's cornbread.
was mining by themselves, as you definitely should never do, and just fell down a mine shaft, never to be seen again. Except that at this point, they've actually mined down far enough that they did find them again.
This is
And so, you know, they'll have
You
like older
fucking
versions
jerkwad.
of the local coinage or like foreign coinage in their pockets and things like that. So it's like there's some. He's essentially telling you there are some actual historical coins lying around in some places. It kind of points up the street to a building that actually just like has a giant coin symbol on the roof.
I sign to him and I say thank you, and I kind of this is a dwarf, correct?
Yes.
I say to him like, hey, keep this here for me, and I just leave the cloak that I was wearing, and I just leave it there, and
Okay.
I just like hastily go over to the side. Can I make a like quick investigation to like any spare rummage clothes like I find like tattered up? Can I make a quick costume change? Like put soot in my white hair to make it dark.
You're trying to disguise yourself?
Yes, from Frel.
Like a perception check.
Perception. Damn it, I'm not proficient in that.
Good.
All right, Daniel, I believe in you.
I believe in Daniel more.
Damn it. That's not good. Straight 12.
12?
12.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
We're getting lower and lower as the night goes down.
Blessed be, and hopefully I get higher and higher.
What type of higher?
I don't know yet. We'll figure that out when we get there.
So,
One day, Iris.
Frel, you see Shiki stand up from the table that you've been gambling at and look around, and the two of you meet eyes. And then you definitely both see each other, partially because of the fact that most of you are significantly taller than literally everyone else in this space.
Yes.
I...
So while there are a lot of people around, relatively speaking, they're like half your height.
Um,
You're
I
trying to
roll.
disguise yourself.
I roll to do the DMX.
No,
What?
no, before he does that, as I make eye contact, I throw my hands up in an I'm not gonna mess with you kind of way. I'm just here. Just keeping an eye. Like the hands off gesture of I'll leave you the fuck alone. Mostly.
Mostly.
Hey, Crystal, you've come back to see them staring at each other and Frill throwing up her hands.
How long did
that-
was Helio gambling for?
That's 2 rounds. That's just 2 rounds.
I don't know what that is in time. And
I
Jared knows
mean-
why I'm asking. How long?
I don't play
About
poker.
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah, it's not that
Oh, so
Yeah.
we must have been there for like a minute,
Yeah.
seeing
Just
him.
watching you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of these things don't take very much time.
Yeah.
Especially when you started so close together. Like, yeah, the wait for the elevator probably was, like, mentally painful because, waiting for elevators, but that's about the longest part of most of this.
I kind of just shamble. I was about to reenact something from yesterday's stream. I just quickly dart off because, like, even though Fro put her hands up, I'm kind of like not trusting, and I'm
What
just
the
like,
fuck?
and I just dart off to the other side.
We follow.
I just
Okay.
keep my eyes on him and follow at a reasonable pace.
Yep.
Do I get to the place first before they do?
Well, yeah,
pace are
we're
you
not
I mean,
running.
yeah, they're not really running after you or anything.
Yeah.
If I get to the coin place first, I tell the person who's manning the front, like, hey, there are 2 people who come from the outside. You'll know them when you see them. Don't let them in. For whatever reason, please
Bro,
do not
why
let them in.
Why do you think you have social standing here?
Okay, make a
A good
persuasion
persuasion.
check.
It's gonna matter.
13 again.
Good.
Plus 6.
Fuck, really? That's your fucking persuasion?
Yeah, it's 6, and my deception is 6.
What
And
the
because I'm
hell?
proficient. Because I have a high charisma.
So the guy at the door, like, looks at you, raises an eyebrow, looks down the street to the 2 extremely obvious people in question, and then he looks back at you and he says, what are you trying to accomplish asking me to do this?
Good job.
I got-
Question him. Question him.
I just
Yes!
look at it. I just tell him, like, to be honest with you, sir, the taller one of the 2 assaulted me, and tried to put a
I swear
harness on me.
God.
Not wrong. He's not even lying.
The smaller one, to be honest
Oh,
with you,
you're being hunted by a paladin of Lois? And you wish me to hide you from, glances down the road, probably her?
I facepalm and I'm like, I know you've probably heard that 1,000 times, and it sounds stupidly suspicious, but yes,
It does.
I promise. I tell him, like, sir, you can let them in if you really don't trust me. But I
Honestly, it's
promise.
not really much of a matter of trust. What was I supposed to do to keep her out?
Ask her nicely.
Oh my god!
My
What?
good man.
I just look back.
William!
I'm like, I was raised on kindness, sir. Maybe ask me with kindness.
You tell me what your score is on intelligence?
My dearest
15 plus 2.
dearest friend. If that were to work, you would not be asking me to do it for you.
Is that the truth?
Fine, let them
Please?
in.
But
I'm just gonna go look at your history of coins. Do I have to pay to get in here?
no,
I
you
thank
don't.
you,
You
sir.
don't have to pay to enter.
Thank you,
Please.
sir. I hope you have a blessed day. And I just walk in, and I'm just like, all right, let me coin. Just need to focus on finding, hopefully,
Okay.
the right coin. And do I need to investigate looking for the right coin?
Yeah, make a investigation roll.
Hey, Daniel, we're starting to get low here, buddy. Let's
Halo.
let's
No,
really
the
better.
sooner he
Friends to
finishes
make this
this
work.
up, the sooner we can move on.
Mm,
19.
finally.
Thank you,
Yeah,
buddy.
okay.
19 plus 4. Thank you.
My oh gosh.
Oy, praise be Daniel and Anime Jesus. Do they? I can do anything.
All right.
Except for you, VTuber
So-
Jesus.
There are a lot of like like jewelry stores, how they have like those glass displays with rings and things set up in them. It's kind of like that, except that they've got a variety of coins set up with like one side facing you through like quartz glass, essentially. And as you search through here, you see two very familiar looking coins right in the middle of the display.
Oh no.
Is there anyone that can give me any what is the museum, not a museum architect, what is the word that I'm looking for?
Archaeologist?
No, a person that's in the museum, a person in the museum that explains, because this is technically a museum, even though it's not really.
I mean, it's more like a pawn shop than it is a museum.
Oh, okay. I misconstrued that. I do apologize. I thought this was like a history area.
I mean, in a sense, but like it's set up more for like people. It's literally set up more for people who collect coins than it is for like historical value.
I asked the guy like, "Hey, these two coins, how much are they?"
Those are some of our more mysterious pieces.
Mysterious. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Found them probably in my grandfather's time. Haven't budged since. But since you're asking, how about you make me a persuasion check?
13 plus 6. I
Alright.
can talk my ass off.
19s are great.
Hey,
Ah,
19
yes.
was my best year of life, and my jersey number.
These fine pieces are in incredible condition despite their age, so I probably couldn't part with them for less than 20 gold apiece.
A piece?
A piece. Each. So 40 total if you want both of them.
Let's see. I was like, what if I, like, you said 40 for both of them, so 20 each.
Yes, sir.
I give him 40 gold.
Okay.
So I'm down. So I'm down to 14. Also, I saw that Fanta.
I know.
I
You
got-
responded.
Yeah, I totally was stuck doing this model and Ibani's model. I'm so sorry, friend.
At your
I'm
leisure.
so
It's
sorry.
cool. It's cool.
Okay. He hands you the 2 coins.
I grasp these coins. I'm like, I got them.
Yep. You sure do.
I kind of just
Don't
well up
spend
just
them
a
all in
little
one
bit,
place, kid.
and I kind of just walk outside. Does his store have like a stoop?
Does he sit down on the stoop
Yes. Yes.
like
Yes.
Charlie holding the golden ticket or something? Like,
I mean,
Yes.
the short answer is no, this particular shop does not have a stoop.
Damn it. Okay, I just stand outside holding my coins, and I'm just like,
I mean, if you really want to, look pensive or thoughtful with them, there are other shops nearby that have essentially a stoop, or, there's, of course, the railing around the great big hole in the center out there.
I just hold on to the coins, just like gripping them tightly in my hands, of like
Full of benches, you could take the thinker position.
just the thinking position, just like with tears welling up, and just like I got them, and I kind of look up, and I'm guessing Frel and Crystal are just.
I mean, at this point, they're as close as they want to be, so.
we're big chillin'. In fact, we at some point stopped by a food stall of some kind and we're like eating some meat off of a stick or something.
I
That's how
did
big
happen
chillin'
to
we
buy
are.
one for. I did happen to buy one for Helio, and I'm waving it at him as in a welcoming fashion, as if to ease him over and offer the meat stick.
It looks like we're trying to entrap him with food. Don't do that. If he wants
Yeah.
food, he can come and get some with us.
That's precisely my goal, though. So I am doing
Alright.
that.
I hesitantly, I stay my distance, and I just yell out, "Why are you two following me?"
Cause we're your friends, dumbass.
Because you want to be here, and we're trying to make sure you don't do anything stupid. Because that's what friends do, you dumbass.
Friends don't call friends dumbass.
Friends are precisely
Yes, they
the ones who
do.
call you a dumbass, you dumbass.
Who else is gonna call you a dumbass if your friends don't?
Dumbass.
Dumbass.
Now come get this meat stick, you dumbass.
I make like a step or two, and I stop. I'm like, no tricks, no harnesses, nothing else.
Don't tempt us, you dumbass. Get this meat stick.
As long as you don't run away again, there will be no need for this harness at all.
I promise not to run away as long as you promise not to entrap me.
I won't entrap you except with love.
I won't entrap you unless you run away again, so I guess the problem's solved.
I walk over, and I'm just like, I'm sorry for running off. I was just really down.
I say you should be, and I continue eating my meat stick.
And I kind of look back at, I just look at Fro like, that also means you shouldn't have tackled me.
We're not having this discussion right now, or else you're gonna run away again.
Hey,
So-
Helio. What did you spend this whole time doing? What were you doing?
I explained to them both what happened during the confrontation, and I tell them that I saw Daniel,
Yeah.
and I basically just run down everything he told me. Well, there are 2 coins. There's more coins here, some more close by. And I told them basically how important it was for me to find them, because it kind of felt like Daniel was the only person that listened to me when I ever want to actually speak my mind, and was actually cool with me. And I also explained to them my actual feelings and my thoughts of what I started to believe what was going on, and that how I felt that I was pretty much just useless to them, and I was just being a prop or a puppy dog, and that genuinely Helio really wanted to make friends and just be there, and he kind of just explains and starting to cry of just I this is the first adventure, first time I'm out, first time I'm not being watched, and I thought that you guys, I was actually making friends, and then it turns out then this happens, and I'm just I don't know what to believe anymore except into this. And I just kind of just fall to my knees and just cry.
Crystal is very confused about how and I fear this is because I missed things while I was trying to go through a food debacle. What is this thing that Helio is referring to? And this is meta, so I'll be sure to ask this in character if necessary. What exactly is Helio referring to? Then this happened, and then all of a sudden he thought we weren't his friends anymore.
Basically, it was more like a this is meta, not in character. So
Yes,
Helio,
this is all meta.
yeah. So basically, Helio's in that mindset of like, you know, when he's trying to do something, but he can kind of hear like, you know, the whispers and the words behind you of like, bruh, what is he doing? What is this dumbass doing? He's doing this, and it's kind of like getting at Helio to the point where he's just like, this is not how friends act around each other. This is not.
Occurs to Frel that Helio maybe doesn't know how friends act around each other because he seems to not have had any in the past.
This is probably a fairly accurate summation.
So he doesn't understand that just because we call him a dumbass doesn't mean we literally think he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And that,
So
I Nimu.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain this in character.
in a broader sense, he was the kind of person that has had a lot of unfortunate traumas along the way. Like, his family definitely doesn't value him very much, but also he is a sorcerer that attended a university for wizards. Now, the thing about sorcerers is they can't actually learn spells. They can cast them, but like if you sit them down with a bunch of spell books and you're like, I need you to learn all of this stuff for, you know, your end of term cantrip exams or something like that, it's not gonna happen. Doesn't matter how smart they are or how long they spend at it. That is not how their source of magic works.
So there's probably a lot of inferiority or just like making like situations where he feels dumb when he's in an environment that he was never meant to thrive in to begin with.
Basically, like, it's not that he didn't get anything out of his education, but like his peers definitely weren't kind about the fact that he mostly just completely failed to master all of the things that were on the curriculum in terms of spellcasting. Like, he definitely came up with some interesting things along the way that he could do, but that's not really what academic sorts usually value in their programs.
So as Helio is sitting there kind of weeping, Crystal puts a hand on his back and pats him on the back and then holds the meat stick in front of him and says, eat up.
Oh yeah, I meant to say
Crystal puts her meat in my
is,
face.
It's
that's one way of putting it. As this whole thing has been happening, like occasionally, like one of the dwarves or gnomes that walks by has like sympathetically patted you on the shoulder or on the head as they're just walking past.
oh my gosh, public sympathy. I love it. No judgment. Just here. You look like you need some comfort, child. And walks away.
Yep.
There, buddy. It's gonna be fine.
Frel
It'll
is
all work
extremely
out.
embarrassed by this and does not get any closer, but keeps her distance.
Is Frel embarrassed by this, or is Frel just at the point where like I don't know how to emotionally comprehend all of this?
No, I can comprehend it just fine.
Just embarrassing.
I am a member of the Church of Lois. Paladins are not supposed to show this level of emotion in public. Or really be associated with it.
Understood.
Frequently
Um,
true, yeah.
I do to kind of bring things from its emotional head. Crystal is going to attempt to sort of shift the focus still on Helio and his trip, and ask if I can learn. I can look at the coins, not take them, only if he's willing for me to have them, just to sort of see if I have any insight into these coins and how they are connected to Daniel. And I don't know if Frau
Okay.
wants to also join in this to also shift from
Frau
the
is
extremely
uninterested in the
emotional.
coins.
Really, even if it's Daniel. On God,
I will
really?
learn about the coins from you.
But this might recall history or religion, Jer. Which one do you want me
I
to do
highly
here?
It's
doubt
religion.
this dramatic
It's religion.
motherfucker wants me anywhere near his coins. You are one thing. I am another.
Okay. Well.
Daniel's just in the background, like, ooh, don't touch my coin.
Daniel
I don't
is
think
not
Daniel
like
would
that.
be saying that.
I don't think
I
Daniel
feel
would
like
be thinking
you
that
would
at
be
all.
saying that.
Exactly. Helio, do you not want Frel to be anywhere near these coins?
I look at Frel, and I'm just like, still, one of these days, I'm gonna be strong enough to tackle you. I'm gonna remember this.
Does this
Okay,
allow her to
Elf.
look at your
And
coin?
I give Crystal the other coin. Just give it back to me. I'm not even gonna be like the type if I could get a book back in return, just so I know I could get
You
it back.
act like we're gonna run away with these coins. We're sitting right next to you eating food.
The tieflingsies, they wish to take our precious.
Okay.
Little tieflings.
Interesting point of fact here. As you take the coins from Hilo, you feel intrinsically, deep in your soul, just by touching them, that they do not belong to you.
To me?
Mm.
Okay.
Does Helium feel this?
It's not like a threatening they don't belong to you. It's just like if you had like picked them up off the street, it'd be like, I should figure out who this belongs to and give it back to them.
Okay. And
As opposed to neat coins.
did
That makes sense.
what did Helio feel when he had these?
Nothing.
Okay, but when we touch them, it's like, nah, I should give this back to its owner.
When you touch him, I haven't touched him.
Yeah, basically.
I thought he gave us each a coin.
I don't recall.
No, I just gave one to Crystal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I rolled a 13 on religion.
You sure are coins.
I just got D's nutted.
Good for you. You did not answer my question, Helio, in terms of do you mind if Frel helps me in terms of figuring out the significance of this coin and how it may relate to Daniel?
Rel, do you mind helping Crystal?
I don't mind.
Would you please help Crystal?
You mean help you?
Crystal's the one who has it.
I mean,
fine.
in fairness, Crystal is very enthusiastic about learning new things.
That is
See
going
all
to
of the pieces of
be-
paperwork that she has snatched up.
That is going to be a 15 plus 3.
Okay, so an 18.
Yes.
All right. Well, so you know that the symbol on these coins.
Oh, and what do I
Is-
feel when I touch the coin? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. You actually feel the same thing. Like
Okay.
by touching the coin, you get the distinct impression that it is not your coin, and you should make sure that it finds its way back to whoever owns it. That said, you know that the symbol that's on these coins is a symbol of a dead god, specifically the god of commerce.
Dead as in this
This
god
motherfucker.
got killed? Or is it no longer worshipped?
dead as in he's no longer worshipped.
Okay.
Dead as in he's not widely known, or maybe.
I mean,
known
according to
hardly at
church
all.
doctrine, dead gods are generally considered to be both dead in the literal sense and no longer worshipped.
Whoa.
Interesting.
To be fair, though, most churches have a vested interest in people not rekindling the worship of old gods, especially because a lot of the time, the reason why they're no longer worshipped / remembered is because there was some sort of, like, holy war back in the day.
They lost.
So I think it would be, if that were the case, I think given Frel's background, she would recognize the symbol of a dead god, but might have been discouraged from studying too deeply into those.
Oh, you definitely weren't supposed to be reading the books that you found this in at all. But you did find the information, so you know it.
You know what it is.
Do I realize in a way that it's definitely about fucking Pharrell?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God.
I mean, it is pretty easy to put 2 and 2 together after the several things that have happened with these things. It's also relatively easy to understand now that you have realized that the reason you're getting this intrinsic feeling that the thing doesn't belong to you is because, as the god of commerce, it literally is attuned to people buying or selling things with it, or buying and selling them. So if you personally didn't buy it or sell it, it literally doesn't belong to you on a spiritual level.
Yeah, damn.
So why
But-
was he able to
Hijack.
use my coin? That's not fair.
Because you just found it lying around.
Fine.
But then why did he get to use it?
Because it technically
Because
wasn't mine.
it didn't
either.
belong to anyone.
Oh, so it just got used by anyone.
Yep, anyone
Why?
within range.
Wow.
I
Which is why I wanted to know where it was kept, essentially.
I sigh very deeply. And I only say, this is his, and then I give it back to Shiki. Or to fucking Helium.
Thank you for the raid! Violet! Thank you!
Violet.
Thank you!
But
And also,
yeah,
thank you for the follow.
I don't elaborate past that. I say, this is his, and I give it back to Helium.
Okay.
Okay.
And I continue angrily biting into my food. I want
gotta-
everyone to get the distinct impression that Frel is bothered by the situation and does not deeply desire to be here, but is for some unknown motivation.
Which is thank you, friendship. Jer, how long has it been?
At this point, it's probably been like maybe an hour and a half.
Since we started the fucking at the library or whatever.
Essentially, you dropped something off with someone.
Okay. How long would it take to get back to that stall?
Like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
It's just around the corner, basically.
Well,
There's been much drama in these corridors, but not much travel.
well, there's something that I want to wait on, and we have time. Helio, what do you
Hmm?
want to do?
I kind of look around and I'm like, can we get to know each other for a bit?
Oh, that's adorable. That's really cute. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Let's play games or something. They're card games and board games. I don't know.
And I point over like, you're right. There's some card games over there.
He pulls out Cards Against Humanity. No, I'm kidding.
He's like,
Um,
you guys want
That
to
would
win
have
some
a
gold at the
very
table?
different meaning in this setting.
Like, you guys
you
want
know
to
what?
win
You're
some money?
right. You want to do some what? I'm sorry.
So do you guys want to win some money, or do you?
Apparently, you're very good at it. So yeah. I
You
mean,
guys,
if this is
you
a
learn-
bonding experience that you want to take, sure.
I sit there. I'm like,
Well, Frel has never been taught poker due to gambling being considered. Is it considered degenerate within the church? Is it discouraged the same way drinking would be? Or is
It is
encouraged?
discouraged. It's
Hmm.
not
I
really
got-
so. It's not considered to be like a sin. It's just considered to be foolish. And as essentially someone that people are supposed to look up to, they specifically frown on you doing it. But also, like, if a paladin is sitting in the middle of a walkway gambling, who is going to say something about it? Seriously, it's like, yeah, you
No,
know,
I'm
if
more
like,
so debating whether or not Frel would know gambling.
know how to
but-
gamble.
Well, how to
Probably not.
gamble or how to play that specific game. Kind of debating her time outside of the church versus in the church, considering where she hung around when she wasn't.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Helio tries to think fast. Like,
But her poker
Bro.
face would be impeccable.
bro, can you count the 21?
There's nothing like having resting doom face.
Double down on 11.
Can you count to 21?
On a good
Yeah.
day.
Okay. Instead of, I
For the
think I-
record, members of the church have probably the best education outside of like a wizard's university.
We're all pretty literate here.
I just open up a pack of cards and I'm just like, all right, I'll teach you how to play Dragon Back, and then Black Dragon. My bad, Black Dragon. I don't think we can say Blackjack on Twitch, even though I just said it.
Yep, and damn it, my stream just got shut down. God
I
damn
can't
it, Sneaky.
believe you got me
Fuck
banned.
you. Really?
My stream is down.
How dare you?
Damn it. I'm
We're
so sorry.
done. We had to cancel the entire campaign. Okay.
All right. I'm about to put up my Twitch.
Wouldn't that be something?
All right. I just bust out a set of playing cards, and like I'd show Frel like what the gold dragon's worth, what the red dragon's worth, and what the black dragon's worth, and then the ace egg. I'm just like, and like each one of these are worth one of these, and we just play black dragon, and that sounds too close to bad dragon. Now that I think about it.
Well,
Sneaky,
nobody
you're
was
just
thinking
really
about it
making
until
it
you
bad.
said it.
Yeah,
No
I was
who,
completely
no
fine
who.
until.
Bad who? No shipping. Also wrong ship.
What are we shipping?
Don't worry about it.
It is the wrong ship if it's what I'm thinking about. That's the wrong ship to ship. That's not OTP.
That's not OTP.
While Frel has not been the biggest fan of the church, she remains slightly uncomfortable with the entire situation. First of all, being seen near an emotional man in public.
Second of all.
Second of all, playing cards. and I would, or Frau would personally refuse to gamble because she is way too attached to money to ever part with it in that way.
Welcome to
not
the
going
times
to-
of our minds.
We're not going to gamble, Fro. We're not going to put money or anything of like that on value. This is just playing a game. Who can get to 21 first? That's it.
I can count faster than any of you.
That sounds like a bet, but
There
I'm
we
not going
go.
to take you up with it. Would you still like to play?
Can we find a table and not the ground?
Yes.
So
Yes.
fancy.
Do you want to change out of your attire? So, okay. Never mind.
Push comes
Hey.
to shove, this attire gets us out of a lot of problems.
Okay.
And
This
into
is
some
true.
others, but...
We find us a table and we just play a quick game and just
Nah,
Oh.
let's take our time with this game, actually. Let's take our time with a couple games.
Okay.
okay. All right. We're just sharing things to each other.
Well, what are you talking about?
Yeah, let's actually dialogue this. I don't want us to skip out on this. This is some good character development.
Yeah, also, like, saying we share things, you can share stuff, but I feel like Frau would personally hold a few more things a little bit closer to her chest. Because, well, Frau does understand you want to make friends. Does she have the desire to be deeper friends?
All right. He, on the first hand, Helio shares that his favorite cookie is the copper doodle cookie, which is close to our snickerdoodle cookie. I'm coming up with shit off the top of my
He's
head.
just
Don't mind me,
making
Jer.
shit up.
Yes, I am. I'm trying to make. I'm trying
Hilo
to make.
reveals that he's the sort of person that lives in a family that has access to sugar and baked goods on a ready basis.
It already alienates the rest of us. No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
It
double
actually
chocolate
does, though.
What do Earth Genasi eat? This is a meta
Captain
question.
Crunch.
Aside from, like, is there like traditional foods that Earth Genasi typically eat?
I mean, so Earth Genasi don't really have their own distinct culture.
Mm-hmm.
They can eat basically anything that a human being could eat.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So it basically depends on where you're from. And that's actually the case with most species. Like this particular area, like dwarves tend to be more in charge because it's a dwarvish royal family that has control of the city that you're currently in, and by extension, technically are the rulers of this region. Although in Black Glass, it's more the like local families, like prominent business and like lords, basically, who actually control things as far as the country in general is concerned.
Mhm.
Like, so essentially, your hypothetical center of power is here. Your actual center of power is where all of the central commerce and trade and military facility training and all that kind of stuff is based, which is, back where you came from rather than where you are.
Okay.
And yeah, so
Then in that case,
in your case, I believe you are from Sanctuary, which is a druidic settlement. So your diet traditionally tends to include a lot more nuts, berries, and leaves than most city folk would ingest.
okay.
And thank you for
Then
the haircuts.
And then
I mean, they're not
Crystal.
vegetarians, but it is a lot easier most of the year around to forage for food than it is to like hunt for food. That
Then Crystal describes how her favorite food is this rice type treat that is stuffed with like different types of berries and is wrapped around in a leaves and steamed and is like a little rice bun treat. Yes.
jelly donuts.
Yeah, jelly donuts. That's my favorite.
Jelly donuts.
That's what it's called colloquially. I like jelly donuts. That's my favorite.
If you don't know, it's a reference to 4Kids localization of
Of
rice balls.
Pokemon.
that
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I love
God, I
jelly
love these
donuts.
jelly donuts.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's my favorite.
You kind of look at Fro.
What do you like to eat?
Uh, um, the church didn't get meat often, so I like meat.
Nice. Well, this is a wonderful treat that we will continue to get for you while you're outside of the church.
Secretly,
Okay.
Pharrell has ingested so much potato-based soup in her life that honestly, it would be completely fine if she never encountered it again. But if she had to,
Potato-based
she
soup
will
and
tolerate
hard
it.
bread.
Which is crazy because your strength is bonkers.
I ate.
I mean, there's a lot of
it.
nutrients in both bread and potatoes. It just, isn't necessarily the sort of thing that continues to excite a person after they've eaten it for
However
several
long.
thousand days in a row.
Yes. For basically most of her child and adult life thus far.
Yeah.
I like things with flavor.
Well, I like to cook, so we ought to make some more things with flavor for you.
Okay. That sounds
Including
nice.
the jelly donuts, which I'll totally make for you guys while we're on the road back to wherever it is that we decide to go to.
Next hand.
Next
Frel does
hand.
not smile, but
But
processes
Helio-
this information.
internally.
Helio says his favorite color is actually light purple.
Plot twist. Guys, did you guys... Hey! Hey, was that on your bingo board? It wasn't on mine. Hey, guys! The purple, actually. What did you think it was? I don't know.
Iris, I
All
would
right.
call you a jerk if I didn't know you any better.
I don't know. Well, I don't like the way that it was presented was as if there was another piece of contradictory information, as if I would know. I would guess a different color.
I mean, this was me IRL. I'd be like, yeah, you should know my favorite color is like purple. Helio, like I kind of was trying to make it guess like the favorite color would be like blue or something, or like at least
It's actually purple.
yeah.
Contrary, we did not subvert your expectations. It is purple, guys.
Frel makes a face like this information is a surprise to her because he was clearly trying to make it a surprise.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Purple. Wow. I never would have thought that.
I just roll my eyes and look back at Frel. What's your favorite
Frel's
color
a
then?
very good actor. You think she's genuinely interested.
Yes, because we could just say things in D&D and it happens.
I'll be right back. I'll be
Great.
right back.
Okay.
Okay.
He's so shocked from your performance that he has to go. He has to really calm down and pull himself together.
His soul stands up from his body and goes off to think about things.
He is in deep meditation as he tries to ponder how shocked he made you in that very moment, and has
No.
and
Yes, yes. It totally wasn't a redeem that I had to go do. Yep. Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't need
Yeah.
to explain in the meta what you were doing. We were trying to give you in story a reason for why you decided to go slack jaw and like not respond
Have
to
all
anything
the
we were
light
saying.
fade from your
As
eyes
opposed to
until they're just a flat, empty plane. Yeah, we're trying to figure
Barely
that out.
breathing, almost comatose, and then you came back to us. Crystal reveals that she's colorblind and is not necessarily sure what purple is.
Is Crystal a fantasy colorblind or a realistic, currently existing form of colorblind?
Likely fantasy colorblind, but also in jest, not really colorblind. Not really colorblind. That was just me talking shit.
Uh-huh.
So, purple.
Yes.
I haven't had a lot of time to think about what my favorite colors were. This is me saying that in the meta. I don't know what Crystal's favorite color was.
That's alright.
Like,
Alright.
legitimately so.
As a scholar, you're just like, I never had time to think of favorite colors. I was always in my books.
Yeah, just it wasn't really the primary focus here. I
Crystal's
just
favorite
tend to.
color is the slightly yellowed pages of a book that has not been opened for a very long time.
Oh my gosh, Frel knows me so well. You know what? Now that you mention it, that does give me the tingly nostalgia feelings. I guess that is my favorite color. Adds
Wonderful.
that to the
Ooh, that got awkward.
backstory. Did it
Is it?
for
in
you?
Meta, yeah, in meta, certain redeems are not meant for people to use. And then like redeem was used, and they didn't know what it was about, and I thought they knew about the joke, and yeah, that's a little awkward.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. My thing just imploded for a hot second, so I lost my D&D and Beyond for a moment. Still don't know what you're talking about.
I will tell you later. It
Cool.
kind of it leads into why I had to do the tier list.
Need to see send fantasy tech support over to Iris's house.
Thank you, please. This is crazy. Shiki, not Shiki. I'm sorry, that is not your name in game. Helio,
Yes.
let's try to see if we can guess what Frel's color is. You go first.
I look at Fro up and down, and I'm just like, the easy answer would be white, because of course it would be. But I'm going to say Fro's favorite color
Why
is
would you think white would be the easy answer?
church. Purity and all that.
So
Purity and all that.
as Frel is a member of the Church of Lois, who is a god of the earth, meaning that from Lois's point of view, the purest color there is actually brown.
I was gonna say orange, kind of like as like a maybe
like,
kind of a clay, because I was
no.
thinking like
It's like a dark brown color, like
Okay.
you would like dirt, earth,
dirty.
clay,
Okay.
that type of thing.
Freshly tilled, nutrient-rich soil.
Exactly.
Mm.
Is that
No.
wait?
Mm.
Red.
Red?
Red or orange?
I said the color, god damn it. I said red. Wait.
You said red and I said orange.
It is
Oh, okay.
certainly a shade of red.
Crimson.
Maroon.
How did you guess crimson so quickly?
Blood.
Oh, maroon's a darker shade.
But
Uh,
when you think of
Then
nice
whose blood it
fresh
is.
blood,
I was
it's
thinking
crimson red.
specifically of blood clots.
Helio again is kind of just like, okay.
Perfect.
All right. Okay.
What
You're
does that bring
reminded
you?
of some times that you spent around medical students that one time.
Like, we need to get her some fantasy therapy.
Fantasy therapy. I see
Of
nothing
course,
wrong
you
with
think
this. Jer,
Scarlet is a good one as well,
how much
Phoenix?
time has passed in our
God,
two
I couldn't
games
have
and
guessed that.
chit chatting idly?
At this point, it's probably been another hour.
Sweet. Quickly, we have to go. There's something I need to pick up for you.
Who?
You.
Okay. Um, hold on. Let me go get my cloak from inside. I just scurry on in.
You
I'm
didn't leave
going
your
to
cloak inside.
go-
You gave your cloak to a rando who was playing poker on the
I told him
street.
to hold. I told him to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did he?
You dipped before you got it, didn't you?
I told him to hold on to it because I was trying to do the whole like, yeah, two dwarves in a coat thing. If someone stands on top of their shoulders and pretends to
What?
be me. That was my thought process.
What?
You're gonna have them stack on top of each other to make it seem as if it was you while you walked
You
away.
think
Was
that
that what you were
would've
going to
worked?
do before we found you?
Yes.
God damn
You
it.
really? Okay,
God
first of all,
damn
I
it.
feel like this would have offended the dwarves being told,
More.
"Hey, will you
Well, it either
please
would have
stand?"
offended them or they would have found it hilarious.
Hilarious.
And it absolutely would not have worked.
Also
Because we
true,
were
but that's so. That's also part of the binary they would be experiencing.
the dichotomy of man.
Yeah.
There is those who enjoy, there is those who are offended.
That said, yeah, Paul's still got it.
Oh,
Oh, I I come
Oh,
back
yeah,
in and
I
si-
guess I
I
never
come
said his
yeah, I come
name.
back in and sign in. I'm like, hey,
Sign
hey
into
guys,
what?
everything going good? And then I'm like, I ask, can I get my cloak back from Paul?
He hands it back to you. It has been nicely folded.
oh.
I thank Paul, and I'm just like, I sign back. If you're ever out in the sun, come find me. I I owe you one.
Where though? Please tell him where.
Does he know your
In the main
name?
in my hometown.
Which is
Black glass.
Good job. We're
good
not going to
job,
give
Helio,
incomplete
for saying
information.
all of that.
I just ask him like I just tell him like, hey, you ever come up to the city, the other city, come find me.
Wait,
And then
I am
He
rushing
thanks you for the
Helio.
games.
say what? My
He
mic cut
thanks
out.
you for the games.
Ah, okay.
Krell has wandered off and grabbed another 3 pieces of meat from that same vendor.
And I hurriedly push Helio to the stall that I had stopped by at, and I wave Frel to hurry up behind us.
Earl continues to walk at a leisurely pace.
Yeah, Frau
I'm
does not
ye-
speed up at all.
I'm slowly realizing Crystal's a lot stronger than what she looks. I'm like, you promise not to like, you know, do these things. You're
No,
taking back the
I
road.
promised not to do those things.
I mean, Crystal is about as strong as you are. Actually.
Still
About as
You
strong
realizing
as I
you are
am, or as
willingly
strong
being
as
coerced at this
Helium?
point. Yes, I am not stronger than you. I is small.
I'm
No,
just
I
being
didn't know
pushed
if he
into
meant you were on the same level as me. Like, you're small but made of rock so mighty.
Okay, yes, that is
Like
true.
unstoppable force versus an immovable object type of thing we got
Ah,
going on.
yes. Oh, okay. That doesn't work out.
I don't know, I
soft
was
hard,
asking him.
hard soft mommy over here. You know we don't know how much she benches.
Canonically, Crystal benches 500 pounds. I'm writing it in the description right now, so it's canon. Yep.
That's not how that works. But
Damn it. Damn it. I was hoping Darren wouldn't say anything.
Why do you think he would let you get away with that?
I don't know.
I mean,
Jared's a little more thorough.
He is.
I'm flexible on a lot of things, but there's a chart for that. So
That's Tarask level strength right there. You're you're
no,
higher like
that is definitely not Tarask level strength.
Well, I are we at the stall yet?
Yeah, I mean it's not
Okay.
very far away. So.
Okay. Then I go to the person and I pay my coin. I have
Okay.
taken I have taken the 2 coin or gold out of my inventory. So I went from 17 to 15 gold. And I present to Helio a pair of earrings made with the handful of crystals that we had gathered from the dungeon that we first went to.
Okay.
And I hand them to Helio.
Helio gasped and just like with the biggest eyes, just like, these are so beautiful.
Ralph
Like-
physically gags.
Are these really
It's
for
silent,
me?
but it happens.
Yes. So that way, if you ever forget that you have friends here, you will have these physical reminders to let you know that you have us. Here, take these.
I just hug Crystal, just like super tightly, like just like hugging, just like deep emotional hug.
You're hugging a rock, bro. At some point, it's gonna hurt you.
I was about to say, if I wasn't a rock, I'm sure I will feel squinched by this, but I am not feeling that right now. But I still am very receptive to the hug, and I hug back. Not as hard as he is, because I fear I will hurt him.
Rel kind of does that like foot kicking the ground thing and looks away, eating her meat.
Helio
look up.
stop. Helio stops hugging Crystal and walks over to Frel. And
Nope.
it's just like
Do not touch me.
Helio just like bring it in.
No.
Bring
You'll
it
get a
in.
firm handshake at best. Do not touch me, Helium.
Would it hurt you to just call me Helio?
Is
Per
that
the
your name?
charm.
Please. Please.
I have referred to you as
Genuinely
Helio.
surprised. She's genuinely surprised about this correction.
I have referred to you as Helio several times to other people.
Is this just a pet name now?
Yes.
Friendship!
At least I care
Yay!
about you enough to give you a pet name.
Friendship!
Friendship.
Oh, shit.
And scene. Yes. Because we're going on 4 hours. And scene.
That is probably a good place to wrap up for the evening.
Oh, fucking god.
Emotional damage and emotional growth.
Yes. Oh, I had to take this out of my inventory. I do not have these earrings anymore.
I now have earrings, crystal earrings.
Yes.
Did you also mark down those 2 coins?
2 coins. I have that in my notes.
Okay.
Did we take anything? We didn't take anything physical aside from the tablet with us into the library, right?
We have you guys have the book too, the map book, and I have a map.
Yeah, the giant ass map book. We do have that.
Yeah, I mean, you do have that with you still.
On a different note, your carrying capacity, Crystal, is pretty incredible.
I am unencumbered.
This is mostly books. She has just books and books and
Then
books.
again, it says backpack and it hasn't been checked yet. Oh, now I'm still unencumbered. I'm carrying 98 pounds of shit.
Crystal is a
I-
library all on her own.
I am.
But she is.
Then again, I haven't been putting a lot of weights to these custom items that I've been collecting.
So generally speaking, I don't worry about encumbrance. Like
Unless
if
it's
you
something
start
ridiculous
trying
like a
to
person.
pick up several tons of material and haul it around in your backpack, then I will raise an eyebrow at you.
I will
But
say that probably by the end of this, at some point, this probably should be the equivalent of a ton. But you know, it's cool.
I haven't reached that point yet, though.
They have
But-
not.
So yeah, I mean, especially like your average explorer slash adventurer spends an awful lot of time hauling things around in a backpack, so it's something that they'd be more used to than the average person. Also, like just putting things in there such that the weight is distributed better. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, like, and on top of that, I recognize D&D Beyond will definitely help fully calculate whether or not someone is supposed to be over encumbered or not. But
Yep. Currently, I am not, according to D&D and Beyond.
all historically, people had to figure that out manually if they wanted to know, and I have a lot of memories about trying to keep track of that math.
Mhm. How far we've come.
Oh yeah. A lot of people say that the first thing to go when people are making modifications to the rules of Dungeons and Dragons is actually the spell casting system, because like back in AD&D, mostly it was the way that wizards cast spells. Like you had to prepare the specific spells that you wanted ahead of time, and you had a set number of copies of exactly the spells that you said ahead of time that you wanted. So if you prepared 3 copies of Magic Missile, you could cast 3 copies of Magic Missile that day and no more. So, but what actually is discarded by players first and foremost is actually the encumbrance system. The first thing people do
dumb.
is like, I do not want to worry about whether or not the 70 small objects I'm hauling around with me add up to slightly more than I should technically be able to carry.
I would get rid of that too. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I know that like historically part of the reason that it was even a thing is because like way back in the day, gold was actually it was used both as like gold, but also it was what was used as essentially your experience pool. So your ability to haul out several tons of gold coins from a dungeon became like a logistical problem that they thought you wanted to.
No,
Yeah, well,
that's
I
crazy.
get real into like the problems with early D&D from a gameplay standpoint.
Christ.
Yeah. Honestly, the most surprising thing about the way that it was structured is just the fact that it was Magic the Gathering that was partially created by like a PhD level mathematician and not Dungeons and Dragons.
Crystal, please make sure to subtract the weight of 2 gold coins from your inventory.
Lord, not subtract away to 2.
Christ.
I mean,
Hold on, let me get my abacus.
if people want to play in that manner, technically speaking, the rule books even today do tell you exactly how much 1 gold coin is supposed to weigh. They have included the information, but good grief, should you not use it? uh, anyway, Let's
Alright, fucking
see.
good times. Can't wait to see you, my stream that I am talking to until next week, but fucking bye.
Yeah.